Marvel vs. Capcom 3. We're starting it off with SacTap versus JDM, doing a button check.
No, that's the real deal, man. You know how SacTap has all those crazy teams?
I mean, I didn't get the memo about JDM playing Strider, Dante, Nemesis. Seems a little too fair. A little too fair for Zero player, but
for a Zero player?
Whereas like SacTap, I mean, he plays Arthur. The expectations are so low, I could see anything coming out of that.
I was about to say for Chief, says the Frank player with the guard break. Yeah, I remember that year.
Yeah, well, I had my moment.
I think we all did in this game. But this game's still going, the game's still hype.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel did not have the highest entries by far. There was a lot of games that had more entries than Marvel for sure, but Marvel has definitely been the most hyped this tournament. Most people gathering around, most people yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
It's been a really good game so far.
Hey, as long as the hype is still there, that's all I'm saying. I'm going to hop on CPK and commentate. I'm going to keep running the brackets. Hope you guys enjoy the top 8.
All right, thanks, Frankie. All right, so we're going to have Zero versus Nemesis, which obviously Zero has an advantage in pretty much every capacity, but Nemesis has some gigantic buttons, and so SacTap is probably going to look for either rockets, because they hit really hard, although they're a little limited, or going for the hard read, but JDM is not buying any of that. Gets the punish, and this should be a dead Nemesis.
Yeah, and we actually had, right before top 8 started, SacTap kind of gauging the room, gauging the field, wondering which one of his teams was the best fit for this matchup.
Yep.
And we actually asked him if he had played against Joey D, Chicago's Joey D, who plays the same team as JDM. I think the consensus was the Nemesis is going to give him more zoning options, especially with those Arthur daggers. And if he decides to treat a little rushdown heavy, got the Hagar right behind him.
One of the things to point out, though, is that while Joey and JDM do play the same team, they play it very differently. Joey is a far more aggressive Zero than JDM, whereas JDM just wants to do a slow corner push.
Absolutely.
And that does not give Nemesis nearly as many opportunities to use his buttons.
And I think that's what allows JDM to come back from not necessarily playing the game for a long time and still succeeding at a high level like he has today. Where that patience, that
one
fundamentals.
Good fire magic and one good mix-up, and that's all SacTap needs to take game 1.
Did you ever think you would say in the top 8 was all we needed was one good Arthur super, and now it's all even?
I did not think I was going to say that, but lo and behold, SacTap is surprising and amazing us.
All right, match number 2 starting, and I feel like we're going to have a lot of these type matches, this top 8, where it's going to be kind of Midwest versus the outsiders.
Yep.
Right now, SacTap giving that first win, first point on the board to Cali right now. But like you said, JDM pushing him to the corner.
Goes for the lariat. It's got a lot of invincibility, but Zero has Sogenmu, which means he gets Shadow Clones, and that's not enough for Hagar.
That was the only reason why he wasn't fully punished there, because that Shadow still repeats whatever button Zero pushed, even if he himself doesn't get it out.
Right.
All right, rare drop from JDM, no full confirm, and now we see a little bit of zoning with those rockets.
Yeah, I mean, those rockets I want to say hit for 150, something like that. So if you hit with 6 or 7 of them, that would kill Zero, but that's really not a sustainable strategy.
Yeah, you just see right there, Doom losing about 20% of his health just from taking one block or one rocket right there as his assist. Where's the command grab? I see it coming.
Nice post block by JDM. He put him so he never had to worry about that.
Yeah.
JDM is perfectly okay with using his meter for Sogenmu for neutral because he knows he'll build enough meter on that touch if he needs it to kill.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is easy win button for just neutral in general. But I think what's weird and especially interesting about SacTap is Midwest for a long time has been known about crazy teams, kind of unseen characters. So he's going to come in with a lot of these wonky teams, but with someone like AA in the Midwest, JDM's played a good Nemesis, a very good Nemesis before. So maybe not super caught off guard. So we're switching to Hagar, who I can only really think of Plainrel from Chicago as the best kind of Hagar player. And even him, hit or miss, really kind of the ghost of the scene, if you will.
JDM, that's his 3rd or 4th drop. I know he plays a little more Mortal Kombat these days, so it's not surprising, but at the same time, this is top 8. He can't afford much of that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, if he was dropping this much in pools, he might not even be here. He needs to clean it up, especially already in losers. Gonna need to make sure every match counts. Oh, the range. The Dowsum limbs?
Yeah. Nice. I think he tried to air dash there, and he punishes him heavily for it. Gets him on the reset. And it's all going to be up to Virgil.
Well, we do already have...
Oh, he read it, but he didn't have it.
Misspaced on the Nemesis. He's a bad character, and you're seeing why, but let's see it. God Bracelet? No, just going to take
nice
the kill.
Nice judgment cut there, but he's like, no, sir. I'm not letting you do that.
It's a great balance of respect without fear from JDM, and that's what allows a punish like that to occur. Wub super. Still alive, gets the relaunch. Oh, if he would have tried it, I guarantee he could have
goes
gotten
for it again. He's going to get that.
Lots of overheads, lots of overheads.
I mean, Arthur does have a low, but the limb is really stuffy, and you can push block him during that time. So, but he still gets the hit, and he has another level 3. And Sactap is up 2-0. And JDM is smiling, but he's shaking his head. You know he isn't happy about that.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Arthur gets his key. He's going on to the next level. And one more win, he is going on.
If he dies once, though, he has to start all the way from the beginning.
Oh, gosh. Just like the original game, Arthur is not a freaking guy.
It was actually really interesting in their exhibition yesterday. We had Sactap versus KP, and they actually picked Arthur's stage in this game. It was actually very neat, very cool idea. But here we go. Wow, look at those rockets and that damage done to Doom.
Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes Sactap is having some good moments in this neutral, but overall JDM is winning it, but he's not clutching it. And
Arthur's making the difference. I mean,
well, not only that, but like, you know, he's been dropping combos, so he's not capitalizing on the momentum, and he's not really hanging with good incoming. So he's not doing what Zero really does.
Perhaps as the old guard of the Midwest, he still has those Midwest habits.
Yep.
Not necessarily being the cleanest play.
Oh, look at that read.
So again, move should recover, and it does, but Doom, if he would have let that rock, Doom would have gone down. Chooses the hard tech during the block stun instead.
I really wish JDM had thought enough ahead to see that Hagar was coming once he did the armor. I would have gone straight for a punish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially with Hagar already down to about 40% health, and now chipping away. No meter for Zero, though, so got to be a lot more.
Oh, and he does not have the fear. He goes for the unblockable command grab and hits with another read. No, sir, you may not.
Oh, good grab, though, by jumps up immediately to do it, and Hagar will go down. No meter needed. I wonder if we're going to see a hard tag into Virgil.
Yes. I mean, X Factor 2 will kill either of these characters really easily. So
very quickly as well. Plus, just Virgil with those missiles, that's your guess every time.
Yep, and he gets that. He's going to get another meterless combo.
Already has an armored up Arthur with 4 meter. And X Factor
He's got to know he's looking for the level 4.
I think he's looking for an uppercut. There it is.
And he gets it, and that's an infinite.
But he drops it himself. Wow, okay, so X Factor will keep him out of this death combo with Chip.
Right here.
Wow.
Arthur.
That is some work that Knight of the Round has
did
done.
all of the work.
All of the work.
I mean, like, Nemesis is like, okay, I'm going to just soften up Zero for you a little bit, and then, Arthur, you just give it in and just
I
clean it up
don't
for
know
me.
how JDM could possibly feel right now. Thinking to himself, I
don't know. Have you lost the Kinder Party before?
Oh, hi. Can I hear any of you guys' names and Twitters, guys?
Yeah, I am CPK, and it's just at CPK EXP.
CPK, and then your Twitter is CPK EXP.
Yep.
And
I am Zansam at Zansam, ZANSAM.
Cool.
Thank you, Art.
Thanks, Art. Appreciate it.
All right, but have we done full intros to Frosty Faustings Marvel Top 8 here in Northbrook, Illinois, a.k.a. Chicago?
Yep.
Frankie did a recap, I guess.
Awesome.
Okay.
Cool.
Good.
Then we have the next match up.
We've got
getting
GC
set.
Yoshi versus Eli the Curry.
Eli the Curry, the voice of the Midwest. I think easily the most hype and yet calm, respectful person in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And it's that great balance that makes Eli a character.
Here's the thing I always say about Eli is that Eli's a really basic and straightforward player.
Yes.
He is not beating you with amazing tech. He's not beating you with these really good, incredible mix-ups and things you've never seen before. He has got a decent, reasonably a low startup normal, a low.
Yes.
He's got his low. He's got his shield. He's got a charging star.
Yes.
And he's got an unblockable on incoming, and that's about it.
I feel like he's a Street Fighter player who just really likes Marvel characters.
Yeah, that's
So
probably
he
that's actually a
decided to
really
do
good way
this.
to put it.
And we just saw him have a couple of great showings the last couple majors that he's gone to.
Yes.
Eli the Curry. I'm trying to remember who he beat to get out. He beat KBs to get out of pools.
Yep.
So we're going to see him, and then on the other side, everyone's favorite Sentinel, not named Ray Ray, I think.
Yeah.
GC Yoshi, who eliminated Joey D to actually get out of his pools. So a little bit different look again with the characters here in the Midwest. It just fits so well for this scene. Cap, Doom, Strider. Oh, we're going with Doom instead of Nova.
Wants a little bit more neutral. I think a lot of this matchup is going to come down to how Eli reacts to the grenades.
Okay.
Where those grenades are on the ground and how he actually moves around them. Because that's where Yoshi's getting a lot of his value.
Absolutely. If you were in the room to see that match versus Zero Doom Virgil that Joey Diaz, it was all the grenades that were doing the work and getting him set up like this.
He walks right into it. Look how much damage
Doom already at about 40% health, 45. But Cap here, nothing that. Ooh, good grab.
To see, there are a couple of moves in this game, I'm of the opinion of, that really modify your opponent's behavior, and if people know how to do that, that's where they get leverage. Nova's gravimetric pulse, Deadpool's grenade, and I would say Chris are the big three ones. And I don't think Eli has much exposure. And you're seeing how much it's changing everything. He's getting hit during that. His assists are getting pounded. Like, he really needs to be able to handle that. He's only got 3 games to figure it out.
Not in a negative sense to say this phrase, but the grenade, like those other assists, and say like even a Morgan Fireball, make you think twice about just trying to play your game plan because you have to react to what the stage is now looking like. And there, another grenade taking Eli's Doom out of the equation. It's down to a Strider. Self-proclaimed not the strongest character of his. Oh wait, drops by Yoshi.
And see, the important thing about it is that, so while it's trying to force your opponent's behavior, Yoshi's already looking for what you're going to do because of the grenades.
Yes.
It's really what his game plan's going to revolve on, but we got to hit.
Straight in level 3, down goes Chris, a lot of meters spent. X Factor still on deck though. And what we've seen from guys like Leon Ultimate is X Factor 2 Strider definitely can still do a whole lot of work.
And he goes, does he have these? Oh no. That would have been a huge
Absolutely. I don't think he liked how that started, and that's why we saw him just dash away and back off and try to reset neutral now. Not so much.
Strider's got meter now, so that helps, but it's up to him. Nice grab. Spencer's already bleeding, so he can get this kill pretty easily. Instead, he goes for a reset. Bionic arm.
All right, saves himself from having to X Factor by just safety HCing into Sentinel. You gotta be careful, those will stay on the screen, and we got, all the way through.
Ouch. All right, one good mix-up is all it takes, and there's no meter for hard drive.
This is just such a tough matchup for Strider. Great prediction on the teleport, but no full punish.
He still has the neutral to win this, but he has to be very careful. He can't take any chip now, especially
that boot.
Boot to the face.
Which I think even without hitting, I think that does chip as well, so that probably would have called the day either way.
Either way, he just needed one good face laser, and Eli's combos aren't optimized with Strider, so he probably wouldn't need 2 hits. But now we got a happy birthday from Yoshi.
Team Super to pick up both assists straight into arm. I love this. Let's see, X Factor Bomber.
Yep.
Nope, one more arm. Now we can just do a straight pickup into the 80K.
Nice and easy, really clean there by Yoshi.
That is someone sitting in the training room seeing every different situation that could occur and knowing how to react with his team so he gets full punish.
Well,
and there's a perfect.
And not only that, but like he probably didn't do the max punish, but he did a clean punish.
Absolutely.
Really simple, he killed them both. Game 3, Yoshi up 2-0.
I think Eli was down 2-0 in his losers finals match, but then came back strong for 3 straight. Let's see if he can swing some momentum back in his way. That first game necessarily wasn't out of hand.
Yeah, but he is really struggling with Chris.
Oh,
there we go. Gets him with the Vajra and cartwheel. And he snaps him. He's getting rid of Sentinel.
Wants to get rid of that red health. Strider is punished by the hard drive. He's got to be a little smarter about calling that. Ooh, the Yoshi special getting punished.
Yeah, that thing doesn't have armor. It has hyper armor. 2 hits.
All right, no real incoming setup there. Probably just allowing Spencer in.
Cap has an invincible reversal, so he can counter arm.
He does have to be careful because the X Factor.
Raw overhead.
All right, full Spencer in the corner, getting bopped. Strider call. Oh, too much hits them to call to allow for the relaunch. Don't do it. Oh,
wow.
Now Beam still hits Spencer. That's what happened there. So it's not fully invincible. Or
it's invincible for self and frame. So he got far enough to hit Doom, but Doom got a little bit of the beam out, so they traded.
Oh, where was the super cancel? All right, level 3 Chris. We've seen Point Chris do a lot of work.
Oh, cross under and cross back. It's up to Strider.
Expecting Excalibur out.
And he read the grab. He just waited for the double jump and just one up and throw. No mix-up.
3.
Oh!
The pain.
The pain is brought. GC Yoshi 3-0 over Eli the Curry.
Wow. All right, Eli to take another top 8, but dispatched quickly by Chris.
I mean, we know Eli well enough that he is the type of person that he's going to get on the tape. He's going to look at this match.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if he's going to see Yoshi again anytime soon. I mean, Yoshi, I can't remember the last time Yoshi's been here, but
No.
he's going to make it so that if he runs into a Chris again, he's going to play better than that.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what counts. But good run for Eli overall. Beating KB Skidden was really impressive. But we've got things to learn about grenades.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That's just something you haven't played neutral with those on the field probably in ever. And just having to adjust on the fly, only 3 games to try and do it.
Yep.
Flux versus who?
Flux versus Gimmicks. Gimmicks is Chicago's resident Thor player.
Yes.
He lives about 2 hours away from the general population of Chicago.
Yep.
So he's actually stuck with only training his brother, Leo,
Locks, yep.
or AKA Locks.
AK Gimmicks is right. That's what he signed up as
Yep.
today.
Brilliant handle there, but Gimmicks was in top 8 last year.
Yep.
He's in it again, but just like last year, his first match is going to be against a 0. We want him to do well. We love him. He is Chicago's son, one of the many. Well, he's facing against New York Flux. Control Flux.
He's placing. I wouldn't say he's playing the 0, but it's an upper echelon of 0. So
I would say top 2. Only him and
top 2
Cloud
or 3, absolutely.
in the different spectrum with that character, and we see now he's starting to zone a game. This might just be to get some data on Gimmicks' gameplay. See what type of tricks he's going to throw, how his neutral is.
Well, see, look at how Thor interacts with Zero in that the Sentinel drones from a far enough distance goes right over Zero's head.
Yeah.
The Mighty Spark goes right over Zero's head, and Thor does not have the movement to really get in there quickly.
But the tri-dash cross up low. There's a lot of movement for one hit. Oh, but no finish in the super.
Zero is tiny.
That could have been a level up Frank, and that could have made this matchup so much better for Gimmicks.
Oh, look at the re-engine. I love it. And this should be a dead Thor.
Even with 1.23 health, whatever he decides to have.
1.25.
1.25. 0 can kill, and we're about to see it. Now it's going to see level 1 Frank West. I know he has a way to get some type of levels with Sentinel and supers and assists.
It usually involves X Factor.
Yeah, but I would say he's going to have to lay to allow himself, but he gets hit right off the incoming. One more movie in Flux's book. Oh. Dropped by Flux. He may actually be human.
Wow. Wakes up with zombie.
I would expect if he finishes it here, probably see a hard drive from Gimmicks just to kind of give himself some time to play.
Yep. Well, the problem that Gimmicks is going to run into these situations is that, you know, Marvel is inherently a momentum-based game.
Yes.
And when you're playing a Frank team, you're just doubling down. You're going to say, well, if I get the momentum, I'm really going to get the momentum. But if I don't, I'm going to have nothing.
Yeah, and just even with the kind of pickup on Zero, Sentinel just doesn't have a lot of good ways to open up characters. Now when you get Virgil coming in, you get one shot at him.
Right.
You didn't get it, and then Virgil won.
Yep.
So first game, 2 Flux. Here we go, second one. And again, Flux knows what space on the screen is his, and he's going to stay in that area, like you were saying with the drones.
So you're seeing some interesting interactions that Zero ducks under the Mighty Spark, but if he shoots the Buster, it still hits the Mighty Spark. That's why his Buster went away. But still, he's in no rush, because he knows that Thor can't threaten him if he just keeps mobile.
Oh, wow. Wastes 2 bar but does not get the bounce on the hard drive.
He needed that.
There's so many things in this game that just seem, I don't want to say unfair, but just no real explanation why he didn't get bounced there. Why some OTG moves don't OTG in certain situations.
Yeah. You really, with Marvel and some names, it's not about whether or not what happens, it's about whether or not you made the right call.
Yeah.
He made a good call, he got the read, but it didn't work out for him. Meanwhile, poor Frank.
Good blocks. Has already dealt with 3 out of the 4 mix-ups, but the 4th is what takes it. It's a very basic low.
Yep.
I think on top of all the moves and all these soft knockdowns his moves will create, like you're seeing here, that fear that Zero brings is just as big of his gameplay, because you saw Frank just too afraid to hit a button and he just got hit up with low.
Like, when you're in the corner, you're waiting for your turn. But when you're playing level 1 Frank in the corner against a Zero, it's never your turn.
Even if you were to get out of this alive, Thor doesn't really get any movement buffed with X Factor, so this would be very hard. Maybe it's best for Gimmicks' kind of mindset to just let that be a done match. Doesn't have to put up the fight and try much harder than he had to make a comeback with that character. But he's down 2-0 now to probably one of the best players in the East Coast, if not the country.
I mean, I think he has to look at what worked. And really what worked was some aggression. And I don't say that's his primary mode or what really Thor's good at, but now instead Flux is like, you know, I'm done playing defensively. I'm just going to come to you, and gets a happy birthday and then drops it.
Yeah, that was set up by the first 2 games where you kind of saw him take it easy the first couple sets. This time goes right in, doesn't finish though.
Oh!
And now we see maybe Frank can do some work. He should be able to, even though it's a small body, get a pickup off that wall bounce.
But he X-Factors to be safe. I like that.
Gets one picture, doesn't. Oh, there it is. Very good. Level 3.
Level 3 something. Oh, he went for the throw.
Tries to stall just by doing the multi-hitting medium, I think that is?
It's L.
L? Okay.
Yeah. It recovers pretty quickly, but not quick enough for
No.
Swords.
But great recognition by Flux. Teleport over with Swords. Swords run out just at the wrong time, and now we got more neutral here. Only 1 bar, 4 gimmicks though, and Swords up again for Flux. Oh, goes for a reset.
I would have loved to have seen him go for Funny Face Crusher. It might have still lost the Helmbreaker, but if he had made that read, it might have given him some of the momentum that even if he won this game, he could walk into it.
Yeah, I do actually see him doing a setup, and we're not going to get a chance to see here because Frank is dead.
All right, cool.
But we will go with the Funny Face Crusher with Frank, and if that whiffs, he'll just
Thor.
DHC into Thor's command
Yeah,
grab on
it's
the
the
ground.
Abachet.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Oh, we got the Alpha counter again with Sentinel, and it hit the assist, but not Virgil. Still managed to stay safe.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't. Oh, tries to be a little tricky here. Alpha counters again into an invincible startup Alpha counter, but it whiffs because of the teleport by almost as if Flux knew that was an option.
I almost feel like Flux is playing with him at this point.
I think you are right.
Yeah.
It's going to be done there. 3-0. Is that the 3rd straight 3-0?
Yeah, I'll see y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next one we're going to have probably going to be a little more competitive, hoping the last couple.
Dual Kevin.
If Gimmicks is the old guard, as is JDM, this is the new rising. This is Dual Kevin, Net Battle's own, LOD's own, Indianapolis, Indiana. He's going to be facing California's Paradigm.
Yep.
All right,
Oh,
Paradigm.
Dual Kevin versus Paradigm.
Yep.
Now, I've been talking with other people. When I was talking on the stream, I really would love to see Dual Kevin win this. I mean, I'd love to see a lot of people from Midwest win this, but, you know.
Big surprise.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm biased. I'm biased, for sure.
This
But
is
like,
breaking
it's all
news
good,
to
it's all
me.
good.
but like with Dual Kevin, you know, I mean, KIT was a great run, but then he went up against Chris G, and he got smacked around.
Yes.
He got 6-0'd for free. And that's the kind of thing that you need to both be able to bounce back from.
Yeah.
You need to still, and obviously, you know, he's in top 8 winners, so he's bouncing back from it. But then you have to demonstrate that you can still win.
Yes.
Because usually when you see something like that, it means you're outclassed. There's an echelon of players that you cannot beat.
Yes, and I think Kevin over the past year, and he's traveled to New York a couple times. He's been at Next Level. He's been at Bum's House and the House of Chaos.
Right.
He has played that high level, and even with his Indianapolis own Naptown Clutch, they had a lot of big-time players come up there this past year, and even Furby was out there streaming it this year.
Clockwork and a few others.
And he got to play so many sets. Once that tournament was over, they all stayed at kind of the training room house.
Yeah, we stayed at Noldbert's house. I
Noldbert's?
did a stream from there.
Yeah.
And, like, we were lit for a while. Definitely.
So, I mean, yeah, he got whacked by Chris G in Grand Finals. But then he beat Cloud to get there?
Yep.
Like, that's that same tier or
It is.
level of player that Dual Kevin is slowly ascending to. This is just the next step in his evolution. And let's see, Paradigm starting with his Arthur team. I don't like this pick by him personally.
Yeah, I would agree.
Just because I think the durability of all the things that Kevin's team can throw at him,
Yes.
unless he takes that risk to level up Arthur at the very beginning, which a smart player like Kevin will be ready for. If he can punish it, that's the big test.
Yes.
But, I mean, we'll see. This is what Paradigm's going to go with. He's got his Dormammu to back him up. This was supposed to be one of our exhibitions last night,
Yep.
but Kev said, no, I want Flux. So that happened instead.
And just to clarify what you mean by how the projectiles interact, the way Deadpool bullets work is that a pair of bullets nullify daggers and any other thing that has 3 durability, but if Arthur gets 5 durability daggers, then they don't.
Okay.
So it goes from...
There it is.
Yep.
So
Nice
Kev,
read on the raw tag.
Kev usually a zoning
Oh,
type
rare
player.
drop. He usually doesn't drop that part of the combo.
No, yeah, that didn't seem off time whatsoever, just for some reason. He wasn't still in that capture state to allow the cutting time to actually, the quick work to actually pick him up.
So it's hard to see it because sometimes the camera's shifting up, but the explosion of Deadpool's grenade
Gives it everything.
It's a medium durability, whereas everything else is a low durability, so it beats everything.
Yes.
So he's getting a lot of value on that because Arthur's daggers are so low to the ground, so they're triggering the grenade.
And he's actually calling Rocket Raccoon Log a lot, but the problem with that is that grenade is at that perfect level to hit Raccoon.
Yep.
Durability is good for that as an assist, but if he does get hit, it's nullified regardless.
Right. There's very few medium durability projectiles in this game. Deadpool's grenade is one of like 3 or 4.
Good grab. Too small to get confirmed, so we're going to play some neutral. Everyone on this team is a tough matchup for Raccoon.
Yeah, and not only that, but Dual Kevin is clearly not afraid of Raccoon.
No, I mean, he has a pretty good one to play against when I get to go down to Godlike. DHC into Dante, like it. Locking in time.
And just as a stinger, really easy.
He's banking it on Arthur now. Coming in with about 60% health. Blocks the patented Dual Kevin cross up.
And he's all in now. X Factor, gold armor, everything.
Oh, got him low. Arthur does apparently have. I would DHC. DHC him out. Dante guns. Oh, I think he tried, but didn't realize Dante was already devil triggered.
Yep. And Dante can get right through it. Wow, nicely done by Paradigm there.
Yeah, but that's all he's going to get. X Factor. Oh, but misses the cold shower.
He's still way behind.
Oh, absolutely.
This
and
is
I
Dual
think
Kevin's game to lose.
Dual Kevin not panicking. I love when he does this. His second shell is Hawkeye Dante. Oh, and Dante's going to be the homie and just take all of the super and allow Hawkeye to set everything up. Takes the first match. Paradigm down 0-1. Dual Kevin.
Yeah, we saw, trying to think of what matchup it was, but it was in pool play where Paradigm started with this. I think it was against a 0 player. Might have been Joey, but I could be wrong on that. But either way, he had the same thing where, where he's like, no, earlier today.
Oh, earlier today?
He tried his original with Raccoon and Arthur, and he's like, that's not working. He's like, I need new neutral.
Yes.
So he switched over this, and then he actually came it back. He ran it back the next 3 games. So I don't think it'll be this easy to run it back on Dual Kevin, but he's realizing he needs that neutral game to help him get through, because missiles are going to interact a lot better with Deadpool than daggers or launch trap was.
And this is going to be an interesting matchup because there's 2 characters on Dual Kevin's team, mainly Hawkeye, that fight Dormammu exceptionally well.
Dante does as well, I would say.
And even Deadpool to an extent, that same kind of I can hit you before you get things out on me type gameplay. But he's already got spells. He's using Hagar's assist there just in case he gets close. But that's smart neutral by Dual Kevin. Cornering him this time, getting the grab on a teleport.
Kevin has really good presence of mind, whether he's in the corner and he's looking for his opportunity to escape, or he has his opponent corner and he knows what they want to do in that situation. He's very good at thinking 1 step ahead.
Now, he probably could have killed Meterless there with Dormammu, but by going into the cinematic super, he gets the full timing for that setup mid-screen. And that allows him to get this kill on Paradigm by DHCing into Dante's guns.
Yep. And that's not going to kill, but he's going to do the meter, that's fine.
And I would keep Hawkeye in, because then you would have had Hawkeye with Jam Session versus Doom.
I don't think it matters that much, honestly, who he put at point, except for Dante. That's like the only one I wouldn't do here.
Right. But now he's got 2 great assists and a great zoner in his own right to cover a character who doesn't care about matchups.
Yep.
I can tell you that this is a bad matchup for Dr. Doom. I can also reiterate that Hawkeye is a bad matchup for Dr. Doom. So is Dante. But all he needs is 1 hit, a corner, and he's going to kill.
The Kevin special, dash, just walk up low after jam session. I've never seen him do overhead. I've never seen him do overhead after it.
He does have an instant overhead in the middle of jam session, but you're right. Once it's done, he's usually about to get that low. Which
maybe he's walking up, it's a low.
Yeah, maybe Paradigm was definitely hoping or looking for that instant overhead that he has. Oh, good punish on Dante, but smart Dual Kevin uses that moment just to get himself out of the corner.
Yeah, and he'll trade like 10% of Dante's red health for getting out of the corner any day of the
And
week.
even smartly using Deadpool's teleports. We don't see him use it a lot in the beginning of matches.
Yep.
Just in case situations like that where he needs it just to escape a situation.
All right, Paradigm's going back to character select.
I hope he doesn't pick his Morgan. He tried that yesterday. It didn't go well. Yeah, you shake your head because you didn't even know he had a Morgan.
I didn't know he had a Morgan.
Neither
no.
did we. But let's see what he does. I would... Oh, man.
Back to Hagar.
Dual Kevin is just such a good matchup versus either of his main teams.
I mean, when Kevin was on Marvel Live, I did listen to that. He said that his team is anti-meta. And
That is it's an old phrase to use that I don't think it applies, but the idea, I'm understanding where you're going with it.
I mean, it was his words, not mine.
Yeah.
I think there's some things that in matchups very well, and even the bad matchups are manageable, but I don't know if I'd go that far.
I've described Dual Kevin's team as anti-momentum,
Okay.
just because if he can he wants to pace out the game. Oh, but all it takes is one pipe, and now we get to see Paradigm do some work, and it's going to give him a dead character. Oh, but no, he won't get the second bar to actually kill. Deadpool does, I was going to say, maybe he's going to give him some confidence as well as a dead character, but it might even be worse now that he didn't kill him.
Yeah, you do not want to leave Zero up with Deadpool up with how much difficulty he's had. In this, honestly, with how this match is going, like Deadpool is functioning as good as Zero. He's
Okay.
not as good as Zero as a character, but like he's doing all the work.
Yes. Now, we saw Paradigm, the switch he made was actually to Rocks.
Yep. Got another pipe though.
And what's interesting about Rocks, so it makes it maybe a
Nice
better...
throw there by Dual Kevin. He thought the command throw was coming and read it.
And now one more ward in neutral fight. Punishes Doom.
It's not going to kill though.
No, yeah, this Team Super does a lot better with Hawkeye on point just because he can continue to shoot things
Yep.
at him. But definitely taking that damage. Now putting Paradigm a little more notice here. No more Rocks being called as aggressively. JHC's into Stalking Flame.
Which corner? You mean over there? Yeah, that'd be better. You don't want to.
Okay, misses the pickup off the Dark Matter, and now it's goodbye Hagar. Here comes Dormammu.
Seeing Dante do that makes me think of Vanilla Days, that if you ducked, you could stay under Lariat, so he just kept shooting low.
Yeah.
And he punched the alpha counter.
Oh, wow. Okay, so going a little more aggressive than I'm used to seeing Dormammu play, and there's Dark Matter and Teleport. Oh, almost gets the bounce back off of arrows into full confirm, but misses. Super punish. X. And now we have...
Doom's got like 20%.
Yeah,
That's the X
sports
factor.
defensive X factor. But let's be careful. I do remember on this stage last year, it was Frankie G's Dr. Doom left against this exact same pairing, and he made the comeback. So it's not 100% guaranteed, though, with Dr. Doom's X factor waning. Got him. Wow, that still came out. Great awareness by Dual Kevin.
Yeah, I don't see
There it
Paradigm
is.
back there. And another 3-0.
Wow.
Dual Kevin is in winners finals against Flux.
And I think that was just an unfortunate opponent for Paradigm. He didn't have a team for this set. And his team is very it has a lot of aspects to it, but they're all very similar aspects. And if one aspect isn't going to beat the team, the rest of it isn't either.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you can put in a really heavy neutral
For your point character and try to ride that to the end of the game. There's a lot of different teams that do that.
Yeah.
It's not an ineffective strategy by any means, but what's really important is how your assists interact. And normally, what he has with Arthur and Raccoon is a really great combination. You've got Log Trap that's got tender ability and takes a lot of the
very awkward
airspace
angle,
away
yep.
and a really specific angle, and then you've got daggers for some really good horizontal control. But both of those interact awfully with Grenade. Grenade just explodes on the daggers and neutralizes them. It explodes on the Log Trap when it's at the bottom and neutralizes it, or it hits Raccoon.
And I respect what Paradigm did. He tried that, and he immediately saw that being the case. So he tried to just outplay him with his best team available.
Right.
And I respect that. It didn't work out for him, and now we're going to actually have a run back with Sack Tap and Gimmicks. And they played earlier. I actually thought it was going to be JDM and Gimmicks. I'm sorry. I must have misheard Frankie when he was streaming out the bracket.
Yeah.
But Sack Tap versus Gimmicks. Big bodies, probably, again. I would expect him to go with his Nemesis over Ghost Rider. And then we saw Gimmicks earlier with his Thor, Frank, which hopefully we get to see some of that synergy that makes that team work. feel like last time we saw Gimmicks, it was kind of just one of those, you look at the team you don't know, and we never even got a chance to see how it worked. But yeah, SacTap going with his nemesis, Arthur, Hagar.
And this is definitely going to be a matchup where SacTap is going to have opportunities to use Nemesis buttons.
Yeah.
Thor needs to get in. He's got Sentinel drones. Sentinel drones are amazing, but one good launcher through those Sentinel drones, and we've seen that before.
Yeah. Log turn?
Oh, sorry, who's up, guys?
It is Gimmicks on player 1 side, and SacTap on player 2 side.
All right, so Gimmicks both of them just won a zone. And so far, SacTap is winning.
Yeah, I mean, that Mighty Strike or Mighty's Punish by Thor, that dive move, such an effective move for him to get to him, but he's got to be careful because that Hagar Lariat, like it is right there.
Called it.
At least drones can be a little more.
Another reset.
There's
Nobody's
command
stepping forward. Everybody's holding back.
Yeah.
And that's a dead Thor.
Intentional reset in the middle. This is how Marvel is played in a different way when your character isn't overpowered. But here we go. Good call on the Arthur daggers. Keep Frank in the corner for level 1 Frank. Doesn't really have answers against most of the cast, but we're going to try Team Super, punish Arthur at least. He didn't get the level though. Would the Super take too long?
When you hit assist, the combo counter expires faster.
Okay.
So he didn't take it in time. But now he's going to pop X Factor. Now he's going to get some photos.
Calls drones, takes picture, bounces them off, gets 2 of them.
And now he gets a funny face crusher, but brilliant move by SacTap. And that's one of those things where SacTap had to make the hard read, because if Gimmicks had just stayed there, he could have punished that with chainsaws. But he knew the funny face crusher was coming. Brilliant move by SacTap.
DHC's in the Nemesis. Neither of his supers do any damage.
That one does more because he got the hits on the way down, but still not enough.
Oh, I just meant Nemesis in general. Either his rocket launcher super or his punches. Not really known for their damage. But so he has to go all the way into Hagar. Frank West still lives even with level 4. DHC. Oh no, just accidental input, I guess.
Yeah, I think the funny face crusher was an accident.
Alright, X Factorless on both sides. Character. Oh, I would have loved to see a dash up hunt or confirm. Hagar just laying on the floor for a little bit, letting things just happen. You see him tech forward a lot. He's trying to get in range for a command grab, or at least waiting to see what the opponent's going to do in this set.
SacTap's like the only Hagar I really see use that.
As like a maneuver.
Yep. Nice roll into Lariat there.
Wow, but doesn't get the actual final hit to allow the bounce and continuation.
Oh,
instant overhead headbutt. Joes for another one. All right, not enough time on the clock, I don't think, for Gimmicks to make this comeback. But let's see, he's not giving up.
If he had gotten immediately the hits, he could have, but now at this point, I think there's no way he can make this comeback.
Yeah, we still might be able to get a mix-up on Nemesis, but just the pure time that it takes for Arthur to come in, yeah, that's already going to be at 0 by the time he lands. But it's going to kick him anyways for good measure. Maybe a small moral victory there at the end for Gimmicks. I kick Arthur in the face, but here we go 1-0.
Arthur continues to put in work for a SacTap.
Oh, nice.
And he got the bar.
Going in the Frank.
Yep.
Slow knockdown baseball bat. There's one, and he's going to roll. All right, very clean play by Gimmicks. He's finally, first game we've seen on stream today to actually allow him to get his game plan in action.
Oh, no Frank goes low.
Very much expected the instant overhead with chainsaws, and I think that's what SacTap was expecting too.
Yeah, and that is Frank's, the only other low he has is Roundhouse, which is slower and very unsafe.
All right, drones still coming out now. As long as he can keep Arthur in the corner like this, drones become effective.
Or you can just throw a bottle over his armor.
Or you can throw a bottle. 20, you get it.
Good. Yeah, it's too far.
All right, by X Factor. No, it's going to let it rock. Okay. No punish by Gimmicks. And we're down to neutral. X Factor waning on level 1. Or Frank West level 4.
Tried to bait out the Lariat there. SacTap wasn't biting.
All right, doesn't take the risk of trying to confirm off those last couple drones, but does get the overhead with his own version of the pipe.
I really like Gimmicks using the walking zombies Hagar has no projectiles, and it has an amazing anti-air hitbox.
Yes. It's just basically giving him a shield, so just body shield to go in front of and get to him.
Yep.
All right, 1-1. First set we've had that didn't go to 3-0. You see Arthur just completely avoid the Mighty Spark by Thor.
Overextended right in the lariat.
And full Nemesis corner-to-corner combos. You see him do that backdash to make sure all of these missiles hit. Hard tag after because he gets a hard knockdown. Oh, I haven't seen that actually full confirm.
Yep.
But I think he does that to kind of do like a reset setup, trying to see if they're going to, if they tech forward, he gets a command grab with Hagar.
At the very least, it gives him more advantage when he comes in. Oh, that was supposed to be a snapshot.
Misses the input on that, and because of that, he doesn't want to take any risk of the neutral tech buttons. And he's going to ask, oh, why do you?
And here's the worst situation you can ask for when you have to go in on Hagar because you're out of time.
Oh, Jones does save him from losing his Frank West there, but he's got a lot of work to do with level 1 Frank. No X Factor.
And here goes Lariat.
Oh, wow.
Our drive is invincible all the way to you land, but wow!
Oh, my goodness. All right, Hagar. He has the extension with Nemesis. Down goes Sentinel. And they're both out of X Factor, but Gimmicks obviously have a disadvantage. And we see Sacktap just sitting back. I mean, as a Hagar player, you're playing him like a grappler. You're expecting and waiting for them to come to you because you have all the buttons in that regard. And even with Arthur Dagger's assist, which gives him great neutral, the best way to play this character is to let them come to you and make the mistakes, almost like a Zangief.
Well, it's one of those instances where he doesn't have to come to him.
No.
He's in such a massive life lead.
And if you watch a lot of Marvel, you see very few players okay with that game plan.
Yep, absolutely.
And Sacktap is definitely one of them, which is why we see him having such success with such these weird characters.
There's a point in a game where when you're at a lead, you're no longer playing to win, you're playing to not lose. Sacktap understands that. Once he got down to Frank Sentinel, he knew it was his game to win, so he just had to let Gimmicks force and overextend himself.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Misses the command grab, whips, and he's going to get punished, and Thor goes down. 2-1 Sacktap. If he does get this incoming on Frank, I'm thinking it's going to be it. Wow, following the buttons. How many levels can he get off this? I'm assuming 3? So he's going to bounce off the
He should be able to get
now.
to 5 if he hits this. Oh, no, he's only going to get to 3. You're right. Unless the X Factors.
I wouldn't, though. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
okay.
no, I wouldn't either.
Because that wall bounce was already used, so that super was kind of going to be dead air at the end of it. No continual damage afterwards. But Hagar taking some damage down to about half life.
Yeah, level 3 Frank is a character. He's not a great character. So it's an oh, he uses the armor. Charges right through and gets the happy birthday.
He was so right. I think he saw the pattern. Gimmicks being a little too predictable with his maneuvering. And just a perfect punish by Sacktap. X Factor, grab.
Nice simple combo.
He still has Nemesis if he needs to. And that's it. 3-1. Down goes Gimmicks. Eliminated from the bracket. That's always the toughest. You make it into top 8 in the winners and immediately get dispatched 0-2.
Yep. 5th place for Gimmicks.
Yeah.
Still a great run, but
Absolutely. For
a
someone
really difficult top 5 for him, obviously. Or
For
top
someone
8
we
for
don't
him,
see
sorry.
very often to still be at this level, that's amazing.
Yeah.
He's doing all this mainly training in his room with his brother. But here we go now. Paradigm back up. Now in losers facing GC Yoshi.
I imagine these guys have played several times.
That's what I was going to ask. Are they both SoCal players? I believe so, yes? Or is Yoshi NorCal?
Honestly, I don't really know.
Yoshi's NorCal.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I thought.
So
But
not as often as you would think, but definitely I'm sure they all go into the same tournaments out there on the West Coast.
right,
More familiar with Chris than we are here, clearly.
yes.
So let's see. This is another team where you wonder, is Dormammu the better pick? I know Paradigm likes starting with his Arthur Raccoon team, but it might be smart just to go straight to the main stuff.
But this is definitely an instance where now his assists are a lot more viable.
Yes.
Arthur Dagger, since they're so low to the ground, will probably go underneath some of the Sentinel drones. Log Trap, with its 10 durability, just comes right in and takes anything out generally. Chris, obviously, with Chris on point, Yoshi is going to have more durability points around and more projectile options, but Paradigm can find the right spot to get in.
Yes. Now, how does we saw the heavy grenade for Chris be the biggest factor, or for Yoshi be the biggest factor that we saw in his wins, how does that interact with log trap? Now that they don't really even hit each other, do they?
As long as they make contact, the grenade's going to ignite. So I would imagine.
But log is still active.
Yes, log is a total of 10 durability, and the way that projectiles are supposed to be is that they trade 1 durability point per. I would think, given how fast log trap moves, and I think each flame is just a single durability, they're probably just going to trade a couple points and still persist.
Okay. So even with as strong as that can be, we're going to see.
Oh, he's going to Morrigan.
All right, trying something different. Let's see how it works. I mean, he's going to use the meter immediately if he starts Hagar to level him up with armor. And then I'm assuming a hard attack into Hagar, which Yoshi, hard attack into Morgan. But
Nice tech there by Paradigm.
he's immediately cornered and Hagar is getting hit. I'm not sure I like this game plan because Morgan needs meter to be fully effective. It also helps if she has a Doom, which he's not giving her either.
Right. And not only that, but without meter, Magnum will trade with 2 Soul Fists.
Okay.
So
his
if you don't have Astral, the Magnum's probably going to hit its mark.
yeah, execution has to be super on point just to trade for GC Yoshi. Or I'm sorry, for Paradigm.
And right now, Morgan gets that touch, and now she gets Astral, but...
look at it.
prone
Yoshi.
stance. When's the last time we've seen that?
Pretty sure never. Maybe it was Senior Taxi versus Chris G.
Yeah.
Oh, grenade. Okay, now it's going to keep him in place. Chris gets to reset the situation. And this is just going to be a tough... Oh, wow. Great placement on the shotgun.
I really don't understand why Paradigm took Morgan out there.
I personally don't understand why she's on the team, period. But, I mean, yeah, absolutely. If you're going to have her, use her. She's the best situation you have for this team.
Well, when Chris was bleeding, Morgan had a little bit more of a life lead, and now he just did all of that damage to Hagar. He took like 70% of his life for free.
If looking back at it, taking a second, perhaps Hagar was literally just a meat shield to get him that next bar for Astral, and now he got rid of Chris.
But now we have Spencer and Sentinel with 5 bars and Morgan with no, which is in a terrible situation, but
I
it's
think
not perfect.
Sentinel is easily one of Chris's best assists.
Yep.
Maybe this and daggers, or Danak, or both of Voltback. But we see a little rush down Heavy Morgan because she doesn't have the meter, forced to kind of go full into it. And now air dash back with attack forward.
Oh,
Hagar
that's going to
still-
hurt.
Oh.
That's a dead Hagar. And that's going to be safe in that case.
All right, Morgan, Arthur, let's see how this team makeup is going to work for Paradigm. Already got 180K, doesn't even need to use another, gets him on the wall bounce.
It's all to Arthur. He's already in dagger form and does not have the level 3.
Defensive X Factor. I think he forgot about the third drone and he wanted to do an uppercut.
Yeah.
And we might just see, wow, it does get the hit, but drone's actually messed up the conversion. No follow-up.
Even so, he's in a pretty big advantage,
There it
and
is.
Arthur's almost out. Like, Arthur could still win this, but he's running out of
Level
opportunity.
3. Oh. If he could have level 3'd right before he broke, the active frames of the super still would have hit him after hard drive.
Yes, but the issue is though, is that because hard drive is invincible until it landed, he would have hit him with the end of it, but he wouldn't have gotten nearly as
Enough
what he
damage
needed.
to make it worth it.
He needed that meter to be able to finish that game,
Okay.
but even then he ran out of time.
So first game, GC Yoshi in a kill at the 0-0 mark.
Yep.
Again, goes straight into Arthur.
Wow.
And he's just going to let Morgan come in. No challenge on the hard tag. That was kind of predictable at that point. All right, both of them are basically shooting fireballs in the same
Yep,
direction.
that's what he was looking for. He got the Magnum, but he couldn't combo off it. And the
Hagar
problem with
takes-
hitting a Hagar like that is that's exactly what Paradigm wants. He wants more meter. He doesn't care if Hagar takes it.
All right, prone stance, just make him go into the air. Change up the game plan he had. He uses those drones so well right before he super jumps, causes them to still come out. Good grab.
Nice
but
grab,
the-
and still is just not getting what he needs.
Yeah, activation of the grenade actually allows her to tech roll out because she didn't catch the whole flame.
Yep.
All right, Spencer still has 3 bars. If he would have, I like that Paradigm waited for Spencer to be in the air before he activated.
Yep, it's a great call.
If he was grounded, that's a team super. That's a punish on the actual startup.
Okay, hold your mic a little bit closer to your mouth. You see where I am? Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
All right. All right, as we continue to see, Yoshi Spencer now doing some work here.
Yeah, I'm amazed at how often he's managed to get hits on Morgan with Spencer. Because there's really nothing about that matchup where Spencer should.
I would say, in a game filled with one-touch kills, we've seen a lot of spare hits that haven't equaled any real fully damage here.
Yeah.
If anything, maybe Arthur might go down. It's going to waste another meter and
Oh,
bar.
wow. Arthur on a pixel, so it
Needs
costs
to
him
go
another
all the
meter.
way back.
But he gets Morgan for it, too.
Oh, got them both.
Huge momentum shift there.
I
for
think,
Yoshi.
like us, Paradigm was focused on the damage Arthur was taking and just wound up getting hit by Morgan too, maybe accidentally pressing a button.
Yeah, and this matchup is not unwinnable in the sense that Spencer can struggle with Hager. At least that's always been the opinion of Donka and a couple other Spencers I know, just because of him not worrying about grapple and not being afraid of bionic arm. And Sentinel versus Hager? Well, we'll see.
I mean, you just because he has projectiles, you give the advantage to Sentinel, but
Well, either way, it was supposed to be next touch win, but he wasn't willing to go for it. Boot to the face. Down goes the Bear.
So 2-0, real quick. Paradigm, yeah, okay, getting rid of that. It's just, I mean, I understand he is trying to find a team for Morgan, but Morgan really is a great character. She's definitely top 2, 3 in the game, guaranteed.
Right.
Oh, that's fine. But he doesn't have a team built for her. She does need that one extra aspect of the one extra assist to make her super dominant.
But here's the thing, though, is that like Morgan was winning the Chris matchup. Both of those games, she was winning the Chris matchup handily. And then Spencer came in, and Spencer did all the work against Morgan.
Okay, yeah.
So, but either way, GC Yoshi's got a hit, and this is going to hurt.
Yeah, I mean, the optimal Chris combos do unheard of damage by any character not named Zero. Oh, but misses the super.
And Paradigm does not hesitate. Immediately lariats the X Factor.
Yeah.
Wants to kill Chris.
Even though you said Sentinel did all the work last time, he still understands Chris is what gets it started. It's a lot easier for Sentinel to make that comeback because everyone's at about 50% health when they come in.
One, just the momentum shift he has now with the Dormammu, with the ball, and the flame carpet. It's a great position.
Yep.
Totally worth the X Factor.
Little footsies, both of them baiting each other to hit buttons. They're
Look at the timing on Yoshi that he hits Dormammu and then X Factor. Brilliant.
oh,
Trying to
wow.
get the chip. So he's going to get a Oh!
Level 3? Can he pick up off of his level 3? Yes, right?
Yes.
All right, does he have something queued up to do it? Dormammu up again.
Maybe it's CSC? Nope, he's going to go for the...
He's not going to kill. He's going to have to find a way to reset.
Oh!
Wake up launch?
Wake up launch.
I mean, it was good enough to beat Justin Wong. I guess it's good enough there.
Really nice hit confirm by the super jump by GC Yoshi. And we're down to Dr. Doom.
Yeah, just kind of forcing himself to go in a matchup that he needed to get damage on immediately. Good recognition by Yoshi. Catches him with a button in the middle of his tri-dash. All right,
He just needs damage at this point.
okay, yeah, doesn't even try to overextend. Doesn't go with the other super to get more damage. Wants to just now play neutral.
I mean, Doom can definitely still win this, but
Yeah,
there's no room for error anymore.
There's only like 2 good matchups for Sentinel, and Doom happens to be one of them. If there was a rocket punch in the super, that would have been the match. But even at a pixel, Doom can be dangerous if he can make it in safely. Oh, okay. I think predicted a super jump. Okay. It's so hard to punish hard drive. It's nearly impossible for most characters.
Especially for Doom, but he got in. And this is exactly what he needs. Got plenty of meter to make sure Sentinel's dead. And Spencer's low enough that one hit should be enough.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If it's optimized, he got one chance on incoming. I'm expecting to block at first and then into a zip for Spencer just to get out of the situation.
Oh! He's 10 seconds, so he's got enough time, but he's got to move.
Yeah, and just such a smart move by Yoshi because it forces Doom to traverse the entirety of the screen now.
Right.
he almost just kind of wanted to scare him with the Bionic Bomber to see what he would do.
Right.
When it was a clear path, just get to the opposite side of the screen.
Yep.
Very smart play by GC Yoshi. Going 3-0 paradigm here, and he's going to move on. All right, next match we have, I know we had some winners finals, which is Flux and Kev.
Yes.
That is a rematch of last night's exhibition that Kev won 10-8.
Uh-huh.
A great set between the two of them. If you haven't watched it,
It'll be on EXP Gaming IL's
Oh,
YouTube.
winners finals, Flux and
Kevin.
Kevin. All right.
So it'll be on EXP Gaming IL's YouTube channel.
Yep, absolutely. I think it's actually already up.
Oh, good. Good.
Bobby is very good at same night uploads, which is amazing the amount of time that he does. But I think, are we going into winners finals, or are we going to go into stay in losers first?
That is up to Frankie, and
Okay.
he's calling Flux. So
I
we
see
winners
Flux
finals.
coming up. This is probably the most familiar match that Flux will have with the Midwest players, just because of how many times we've seen Kev go out to New York. But I mean, that long set last night, they know each other now. If we get a glimpse of what we saw last night, this is going to be one of the best sets.
What would you say were the highlights of the set they had yesterday?
I think Flux went out to an early lead, and it was just so slow. The first match, I don't think anyone really moved or got a combo for the first 20 seconds.
Okay.
They just wanted to see how each other was playing neutral, and just the constant back and forth where Kev would evolve and come back and tie a 3-3. And Flux would find something new that was going to work, and he would take a 1 or 2 game lead. Kev came right back and then extended past it. But then even Flux didn't give up and wound up making another adjustment. Just a constant back and forth chess match.
Okay.
That sounds such a weird thing to say about Marvel being a chess match. But the way they played it yesterday, it was the closest thing I've seen in a long time.
I mean, you can see some parallelisms like when we had the golden age of Nemo exhibitions.
Yes.
There was a lot of those where you saw a lot of back and forth between him and other players, especially once they started to get more comfortable with him. But that said, this is 3 out of 5. So really the question you want to ask yourself is, what is the best read that either of those players picked up from that exhibition that they can try to apply to this set to just get 3 games to be done with it?
And I'm curious to think if either of these two players.
All right, guys, I gotta pee out. I gotta pee out this beer, so I'm gonna be back. Bread is a god. Follow him. What's up?
I think the interesting thing to think about.
Oh, never mind. There's a raffle going, so we gotta wait for a bit.
We're gonna.
But yeah, guys, Bread is a god. Bread is a god. Bread is a god. Follow the stream. Even though he says don't follow him anyway, because I said so.
Thank you, Furby. All right, so I'm curious to think if either of these players actually watched the replay of the set since it was up so quickly. I could imagine that being a great tool, just knowing, because I know yesterday with Paradigm and Joey playing each other, Paradigm kind of was talking to us a little bit afterwards where he didn't go main team against Joey immediately because he was afraid he was going to run into him in tournament. And these two actually are in a very crucial part of the tournament at that.
Well, that said, you know, their pools were like an hour or so ago. Like they were relatively recently. So like, they would have had to have done that pretty quickly afterwards.
Yeah. Now, I think Furby had said they're going to take a quick break. They're not going to run the match just yet, just because they are doing the Frosty Faustings raffle.
Yep.
So we are going to be with you here. So welcome again, guys, to Frosty Faustings in Northbrook, Illinois, a.k.a. Chicago.
Yep.
Sansam here to my right, probably the smartest man in Midwest Marvel.
Oh, you flatter.
That doesn't play. I wasn't done with the compliment. I mean, we've seen so much happen in this early year alone for Marvel that, I mean, after KIT tournament last week, we've seen just more amazing matches here. Now, granted, a lot of these matches on top 8 have been 3-0s.
Yep.
But we've seen the best Marvel that these people have played in a long time.
Well, and one of the things I want to give a shout out in particular when you're talking about the Marvel scene in general is I have to give it to Kinder Party and all of the team that's doing Marvel Lives right now.
Are we giving Kinder Party props?
Yeah.
Are we boosting Kinder Party's ego?
I know it's a risky thing to do, but I remember when there was panels at UFGT 10, or maybe it was 9, the one that Vasan had, where he was talking about whether or not Marvel was dead.
That was at 10.
That was at 10, okay. And like the thing that really Vasan emphasized during that was that Marvel is only dead if people let it die.
Yes.
If people still contribute content, if they still show up, if they still sign up for tournaments, then the game will continue.
Yeah.
And you know, Kinder Party and the people that are doing the Marvel Lives have really put that into action.
Yeah, and that's Kinder Party. It's Persia from Broken Tier.
Yep.
Potato Salad from KIT. Merkel. And then they always have a special guest
And
on.
SBK is also part of the core team for that.
KIT as well, even though he moved to California. So just amazing work by them, and just, yeah, I mean, just keep talking about it. It's like, you know, that idea that as long as it's relevant and people are talking about it, it's going to keep going.
Yeah.
This will be at EVO this year. That's not a question. And it will probably still be one of the hypest tournaments at EVO this year, without question.
Yes.
And we're still seeing so many different. And we're still seeing so many different innovations in different tech, different character compositions in this game, just to combat what is thought to be the game-ending top tier.
I'm sure he's been around longer than recently, but the one I really enjoyed seeing, who's gotten a lot more attention of late, is Ryan LV.
Yeah, from West Coast.
Yeah, I mean we've seen people try to take that approach of using a meter building assist and running away for Phoenix.
Yeah.
But he actually put it into results.
Yes.
He placed with it.
Rusty Shackelford, I think, also plays a very similar.
He does. He does it
game
with
plan.
Amy and Morgan and Phoenix. Yes.
And then you see some of the teams that you've seen. I think Dual Kevin's a great example of that. I mean, he's playing characters he feels comfortable with, but he picked these characters because he saw what the top was, and he wanted to see what can help me with that. What was going to allow me to combat that? And we've seen you put in the time and the work, and it shows. And here he is in winners finals of a very, very impressive tournament here at Frosty Faustings for Marvel. Only about, what, 70, 60 entrants for Marvel?
Somewhere around there, yes.
But every one of the pools seemed very, very hard to get out of. Very stacked on both sides. At least 2, 3 well-known players or heard-of players. And, you see the top 8 that you wound up with.
I mean, if you're watching Midwest Marvel, you weren't surprised by any of the people that got out. A couple of them obviously are a little lesser known. They don't really travel as much as, say, Kevin or, Joey's starting to travel like Andre.
Yeah.
But, when I was looking at top 8, I'm like, okay, yeah, we've got a lot, several out-of-towners that are well established, and then we've got some players, the local who've been putting in work.
It was very interesting to see that for all the growth that the Midwest scene, especially I think, has had over the past year or so. See Eli the Courage rant on the KIT stream from last week. You have a very similar top 8 to last year. There's been so much change and fluctuation in the scene. Like you just said, guys like Joey D, Compound X has traveled a lot. Eli picked up by DCB. Dual Kevin going everywhere he can to show that he is a top player. Even his money match at EVO with F-Champ, I think it was 10-8 or something like that. A very close exhibition from a relatively unknown player with a world champion. And we still wind up here at Frosty Faustings with something that looks very similar to last year.
Well, and again, that's really what I was getting at earlier. Is there's a lot of places where you can see promise and potential with Dual Kevin. Whether he's placing well, or he's winning money matches against solid players, or he's doing really well against the best of the best. But at the same time, if you really want to say that he's getting there, at the end of the day, he's got to put wins on the board.
Yes.
Sooner or later. I mean,
second place is great last week at KIT, but to win that first one, to really say that he got to the top of the mountain. That might be the jumping off point that's going to take him to the rest of this year.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're not, I'm not going to be like Frosty Faustings as a major or a premier Marvel event. No, nothing like that. But there is competition here that is worth noting.
Absolutely,
And that's a good step.
And I think that's something that's been said a lot this year, I think, is every tournament you go to, big, small, the people that are entering Marvel are going to be people who really play Marvel.
Yes.
And maybe not everyone's going to be practicing as heavily as they had been, but they're going to know the game. They're going to know their situations, their confirms. Everyone's going to be a challenge. Everything's going to be a test. And I think it looks like we're going to try and get into the match now. Flux has his team set up. We're on the full screen view for you guys at home. Dual Kevin has his team getting his music set. This will be very, very interesting to see just what similarities and differences we will get from last night's exhibition. I don't want to make predictions. I'm going to say 3-1 Kev.
So you don't want to make predictions and then you just made a prediction.
Yes.
That's not how that works.
That's like me being from Midwest are you surprised to say here that I want a Midwest player to win?
So I don't want to be biased, but I'm going to be biased.
I'm not biased at all. This is going to be a very interesting match. But that's my idea of prediction for the set. Because if it's one thing that we've heard and known of Dual Kevin is he is in the lab all the time. And I think he's definitely learned very quickly from what he had last night, but quickly Zero gets the first hit.
It was a really nice job by Flux there is that he had the assist in hit stun, and so he used that opportunity to get a mix-up because he knew Kevin was going to stay on the defense because he didn't want to get happy birthday.
Yeah. Got three, 4 little mix-ups. One getting one of them. Down goes Deadpool.
Nice block there by Dual Kevin,
Yeah.
but he still gets thrown by after he push guards.
Now those always seem so dangerous to me for Zero because if you were to get that one last sec, if he got that last layer of that mix-up, you saw Zero was in that corner. So the pressure something could have easily quickly turned, but I guess when you're Zero, there's always another aspect for you to get past.
And like there, he's in the corner, but in this case, it doesn't matter because Hawkeye just wants to run away.
Yeah, does not have the pressure that you would want. Oh, but does clip him with the piercing bolt.
Yes.
There it is.
Piercing bolt went right through the Buster, which let him get the Gimlet combo.
Yep. Oh.
Nicely done with the freeze trap. And that's a dead Virgil.
And now we're down to Dante. Now,
He's still got plenty of time and plenty of meter.
I don't like the matchup, though. Hawkeye versus Dante is definitely in Dante's favor, especially now that he is out of X Factor, but Dante has his on deck.
I just want to point something out is that when Flux came in, Kevin went for the hard read on the double jump, which is why he just ran up and did the twirling bow, because he was going for the throw.
Grab, yep.
But that's where you see a player of Flux's caliber, because almost every Dante will double jump, and that's why Kevin did it.
I think
not Flux.
every character who has a double jump will double jump.
Yeah, but not Flux. He stayed calm, he just walked right in, and he got off for free.
Yeah, because he knows the situation.
Oh, that's...
No, that is a hard... Oh, if he gets his full... That is so
Level
hard.
3.
Outside of X Factor. That was a great combo. It looked very simple, but that timing, those frames to get that
It's
confirmed.
tight on both the net arrow and the arrow.
Yes.
For all of those loops. I've practiced those before. I played Hawkeye for a bit. And you're right, that is a tight combo.
Wow, I mean, Hawkeye is a terrible character, but it looks so good in the hands of this guy.
Well, Flux had the lead that entire game, and then came Hawkeye.
Yeah. I mean, it's something about people with arrows, I guess. So you got Arthur and you got Hawkeye doing a lot of work in this top 8. So 1-0 Kev, and we see it. Now Flux just, again, trying to impose his will on Deadpool.
Flux is still dominating this matchup, though. And, you know, Kevin could still win, but by the numbers more often than not. If Zero's going to win this matchup, Zero's going to win this set.
Yeah. And I think what always scared me when I would see Kev play a strong Zero like this is Kev is a player who actually, if you watch him play, loves being in the corner. He loves having that wall behind him, almost as like a safety blanket. But against a Zero, that is too risky of a game plan. But you see again, already in the corner.
A lot of playing against Zero, regardless of who you are, is about how you manage your space.
Yes.
Because the moment he gets you in the corner, he is the most oppressive corner character in the game, no question.
Yeah, I think it was actually talking to you a long time ago, just noticing every different tool in the game, not just your meter, not just your X Factor, but the space available to you.
Space is absolutely a resource, and that's part of the reason that Kevin is successful is he understands that. A lot of players don't really think about it,
and
and
I
it
think
hurts them.
This is probably the biggest adaptation that Kevin made last night that changed the look of the set. It was when Deadpool died, it suddenly became, let me find a way to get Hawkeye in so I can have him in Jam Session to fight off this kind of just non-stop assault of top-tier teams.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that Hawkeye's a favorable matchup against Zero, but having Gimlet severely restricts Zero's options. And since Deadpool is dead, it gives him the meter to have some liberty with that.
Oh, I love that. Did you see? Okay, so he pressed H for an arrow, but then S to cancel it. He kind of baited the X Factor by Flux there, and now a defensive X Factor already about half gone for Flux.
But that is a bad throw for Dual Kevin because it gives Flux the kill he needs.
Meterless Virgil, X Factorless Virgil was
the brothers.
These usually actually wind up giving us some of the best footsie neutral matchups in this game. Is this matchup between Dante and Virgil?
I would say this is in Dante's favor because he has the meter.
Yes. I mean, as long as Virgil doesn't have meter, everything becomes more balanced.
But that said, Kevin's going to really have to optimize if he's going to get this combo.
There's level 3 right there.
There we go. Nicely done by Dual Kevin.
And that should be a kill. Shouldn't even need the secondary pickup. That's 2-0 Kev. And even with this team of Kev, that just feels like it's the strongest when it's whole, which not all Marvel teams do. he was able to go to plan B, and it worked out perfectly for him.
Of course, I've had conversations with Chicago players about how you play dual Kevin, and especially, before he was really starting to rise, but he was still prominent in the area. I was talking to people, it's like, it's really hard to pick who you want to prioritize on this.
I was saying, when he was just giving Midwest headaches, not the entire Marvel team.
Yeah, like killing one of these characters does not break this team, whereas in a lot of other teams, killing a character severely cripples it. It just downgrades it in this case.
Yes.
The individual shells all work.
Happy birthday, though. So if it's going to happen, it's going to be 3-0 is on the realm. It's going to be all about Hawkeye because Flux, the slowdown with the death is not going to affect the top player like Flux, who just practices these nonstop, I'm sure.
I mean, we've seen him make this comeback once, but I think Flux is going to keep an eye. Wow.
Okay, so the poison's going to take away some damage. I would see Dante taking all the hits, allowing Zero just to kind of pace himself, figure out what spots he wants to take. Scatter shot again to give him some space.
He's really respecting what Zero's capable of.
Yeah,
he wants it as far away as possible.
As long as he has 3 meters, and here goes another one. Wow. Maybe that was the time Flux wanted to try the teleport.
Really nicely done there by Flux.
Now he backed off to let the arrow explode, but honestly, his sword would have nullified it.
Even then, you can't blame him for being safe.
Right, yeah, maybe something you're not super familiar with. So very smart. So here it is, 2-1.
Let's see. We still got a game. We still got at least one game.
Yeah, and that one was a happy birthday. And even still with that, it was a very balanced, very back and forth match. Just with Hawkeye shooting, level 1 scatter shots.
Yeah, he was willing to dump every single bar, I think, of him that keeping Zero out.
Yep.
I was about to say Kevin was looking a little better in the neutral, but again, Zero has been winning every single point battle so far.
Yeah, I mean, he could look so good. And it's something to think about, like, there are no bad matchups with Zero. Everything becomes relative to the rest of like, Deadpool does well against Zero compared to the rest of the cast.
Right.
Hawkeye does well compared to the rest of the cast, but still not good, and we're seeing that.
Yes.
But great, just empty confirm or mix up, only Zero needed for that one. And now he's got Dante getting looped in the corner. Dante jam session, soft knockdown into another soft knockdown. One more, there it is again. All the soft knockdowns because the character is fair.
And it's all up to Hawkeye yet again.
Oh, I'm surprised I didn't see, was that a lot, maybe expecting the X Factor grab?
Went for the hard read and it paid off.
And here it goes, Hawkeye is red and he is going. Oh, he misses a confirm. All right, Virgil's either going to...
Wow, that is gutsy.
I think that was a mistime push block. I think he was expecting slide. Oh, but he misses the confirm. Oh,
but
good
he gets a
teleport.
new one.
Yeah. Virgil teleports right above your head, calls jam session at the same time. It's essentially a 50-50 if he's going to be on the right side or left. Guessed wrong by Kevin. Now it's 2-2. Winners finals. Frosty Faustings 8. This is... And that wasn't a close match. I mean, it wasn't.
And like I said, Kevin, the 2 games that he won, Kevin earned them. He absolutely did. But he still got hammered.
Oh, hey, hold that mic closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin earned those 2 games he got, but he still got hammered in the point battle one. He has not won a point battle yet.
That's a hard track to make, but I mean, if he's going to do it, we see that spacing, that full screen. But again, Kevin is backing himself in the corner every match, and that's how he plays, yes. But he has to understand that that's not going to work against some of these higher caliber Zeros that he's going to be playing.
But he got his hit.
I love when he proves me wrong. All right, that is into Dante. This should
kill, barely.
If it doesn't...
No, he's got it.
Okay, good. I was wondering, is that an X-Factorable situation? The hard tag's right back in the Deadpool, and now we get to play more. Only 1 bar for Virgil, which makes this kind of a back-and-forth match. Going to waste it immediately to get swords. Punishes the grenade.
But he doesn't get his hit confirmed.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, wow! What a throw there by Dual Kevin, right out of the Helmbreaker.
I think I could count on one hand in the history of Marvel how many times he's been grabbed out of Helmbreaker. And I think it's just the one. Pretty sure it's just the one.
I've seen more than one, but it's pretty rare. Oh!
There's happy birthday for Dante. And all it's going to take is one mix-up, and all that work, that amazing read, opens the drop.
Critical drop.
I would love to see get him. No, he's gonna let him rock.
Wow! Overextension by Flux.
All right, but I mean the damage is gonna be lacking in this set.
It doesn't matter. He's going to run out all the
Oh.
X Factor. Goes for a reset.
I
a
think
really
that was definitely.
gutsy reset.
I would THC him out. There it is. Into super scatter shot. Oh, he's gonna gimlet him. All right, and we see Deadpool just
Jewel Kevin's definitely in the lead here, but this is not over.
no meter for Dante though, however. So at the most, he's gonna build one bar, and that's just gonna give him damage. So right now in Kev's head, he has a hit to take, and he just took it there. Good read on the immediate reset and grab attempt. All right, so but he wastes his Devil Trigger immediately. There's the grab. This
Nice
is it.
challenge there by Kevin, and great confirm.
There it is.
This
And
will be
he's gonna
enough
get
because he's got
level
level 3.
There. Jewel Kevin's gonna take it. 3-2. He is gonna be waiting in grand finals. Wow. Just that drop by Flux on the happy birthday. I mean, it's gonna see how Flux shows up for his next match. He can either show up very, very upset, very salty about how he lost that last match, or he could show up really kind of figuring out, hey, I had those last 3 games. I took a 2 in a row on him. Should have had the 3rd. You know, and then it's going to be ready and see which one shows up for it.
I mean, Flux has been playing for a long time, and he is constantly playing the best of the best.
Yeah.
And prevailing. So I'm not worried about Flux's fortitude.
Okay, but here we go now. He is going to go with his Ghost Rider team.
Yep, good call.
And we got Chris here, and that's exactly why that range on that low. That is a low whip.
Yep.
And he's going to not probably get a kill, but he is going to be able to level up Arthur into his armor, which is going to add a huge dynamic to this team again.
And he gets the follow-up combo with Hagar.
I missed the reset, didn't I? Darn
Yes,
it.
you
I
did miss
blinked
the
for a
reset.
second.
You blink for a second, and now Chris is dead, which is a problem because he's been putting in a lot of work for Yoshi.
Oh, good patience by Sacktap to see what one of his options Spencer was going to use on incoming, and just met him with the Lariat.
Yep. And not only that, but once he's done that, unless he's doing X Factor, he's committed.
Yeah.
So that's a free Lariat. Either it's a free Lariat or it's a free X Factor waste. You're fine with either of those.
The spacing of that overhead, I mean, I understand it was covered by drones, but that was such a gutsy move. Hard knockdown for Lariat. Lariat again?
Another Lariat.
Oh, level
he's
3
going for level
instead.
3.
Oh,
And
jump.
he jumps in time. Really nice reactions there by Yoshi.
But he did waste a lot of resources to keep the shell alive. Okay, but great mix up there on the incoming for Spencer.
Well,
And-
we've seen Sacktap's Arthur put in work,
Yeah.
including in top 8. But maybe not today.
I-
Maybe not now.
Is this going to be a kill, though? I don't believe so, because he's now wasting the ground bounce, or the wall bounce.
There's. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
I think he tried to be a little bit too fancy with this combo there. Just the basic loop of the DP would have done it, even if it's not going straight into level 1. But now he's going to chip out Sentinel. There it is. And now pops. And does he got a pickup? Oh, there it is. The invincible uppercut by Arthur. People aren't ready for that. And that
not.
is the 3rd match today we've seen that ended in Arthur level 3. 1-0 Sack Tap here. Now the thing that has me wondering about the first match is we saw GCOT play so smart in his first match here on stream. But just that raw bionic armor, not realizing Hagar is down below waiting for you. He has the option of Lariat. But now getting a better game plan started this time. Chris doing the work. Should be a dead Ghost Rider if he's going to get 2 of his supers in here on this one.
Oh, this is a tough one to be a dead Ghost Rider.
Into maneuvers, give him the full time for the setup. And let's see if he keeps Spencer. He's going to bring Chris right back in. And he's just going to set up the floor with some grenades. Oh, good punish on Sentinel to make drones irrelevant in this situation.
He let Sacktap out there for free.
Yeah, that is, I think, how I would like to see a lot of players play against this, is Sentinel needs to be, I won't want to say priority, because obviously you need to pay attention to the point character, but hit him as many times as you can. Maybe let Chris play on the other side of the screen for a bit. As long as you're knocking Sentinel in the face every time he comes on screen, this should be your matchup.
What do you think the advice I gave to Joey Dean? When
That might be where I stole it from.
Yeah. I said jump up and shoot a buster down right at him.
Oh, but great. Laying down the carpet with 2 grenades and just a dash under. Very simple mix-up, but very safe also.
Yes.
And I think that's the one thing that we've seen some players not kind of grasp is that last character, yeah, the X Factor is scary, but you don't want to risk too much trying to get the hit. You still need to play it safe. And into maneuvers, this is a dead Hagar. Now it's 1-1 here, Yoshi and SackTap.
Really seeing some good back and forth. I don't really feel that either of them have shown dominance in one phase of the match yet. It could go either way.
1-1.
1-1. All right, again, good punish on Sentinel. Wow, that whip did so much damage to Sentinel, but doesn't get the confirm on Chris off of Hagar. And that throw, I don't think Ghost Rider, I don't know if Ghost Rider can get anything off his throw. He didn't, so I'm going to assume no.
I think he might be able to get his OTG, or
Okay.
maybe get the right assist.
That was very lucky for SackTap. Arthur actually got hit by the grenade, a flame grenade,
Right.
which took away some of the points of it, which allowed Ghost Rider to roll out early. Otherwise, that would have been a full combo for Chris and very likely a dead Ghost Rider.
He says armor. Yep.
Oh, he just ran him over. And he gets the extra crossbow for the little bit extra damage. Hard tags and Spencer, good read with Arthur jumping all the way at the end. No position for him to get a full confirm.
But GC Yoshi does not care. Just goes right in.
All right, Ari uses the wall bounce, goes for either, I think that was just a drop. And now Arthur again gets to play, but we're seeing every character is important in these sets.
Wow. He went straight for the grapple, which nullified one of the daggers.
Yup.
Goes for the overhead again. SackTap's not falling for it this time.
Misses again the extension with Hagar Lariat. All right, now I'm wondering if we're going to see him try and get Chris back in, or is he just going to play this with Spencer?
Oh!
Wow. SackTap is very
Have
easily
a nice death.
full confirm afterwards. Last night we saw him try and hit level 3 with Nemesis, with Ghost Rider, with Iron Fist. Just knowing the perfect time to use those tools that so rarely are seen. Full
Well, I mean,
confirm.
at least in Ghost Riders, it's invincible. Nemesis
Yeah.
is 15 frame startup and not invincible at all. So if you hit that, it's like you should just win automatically.
All right. Oh, okay. Just hard tags into Hagar. Oh, look at the damage there. All right. Now we see Chris just making this harder and harder for Hagar to do anything about it. And Ghost Rider, with the assist behind him, actually makes this team work. But I'm curious, solo,
He's
what can
gotten
he do?
so much value out of that low.
I don't think people know. I mean, the range on that is just so unseen in this game that you expect to be safe. I mean, maybe you'll take 1 or 2 hits from a projectile, but no one expects a full confirm from full screen.
Oh,
There it is.
Nicely done by Yoshi.
Okay, so 2-1 Yoshi. Character select, what is he going to do? I like the team that he's going. I wouldn't switch that. Perhaps
He's gotten so much value out of Ghost Rider.
yes.
I would say he's gotten more value out of Ghost Rider, and with the exception of Arthur getting the level 3 victory, all of it's coming. Like, if anything, obviously he's not going to get rid of Hagar, but I'd say Hagar's been the weakest link so far.
Yeah, but it adds that layer to it, and I think Hagar's on both of his teams, so he's not getting rid of his favorite character.
Right.
But look at Ghost Rider wave dashing in, making up that space. Oh, X Factor, so he didn't want to get juggled by the flame. But that might be what cost him this set, is that early defensive X Factor.
Look at Ghost Rider going in. Because, you know, he's got those great high-low mix-ups in your face.
Yeah. And this, like Kevin, we see Yoshi just comfortable playing in the corner. Granted, he's playing against a much different team. But we see how safe that can be, almost using it as a wall and building the wall in front of you to just make them do all the work. All right, Chris is definitely bleeding, and so is Sentinel, but gets the grenade. He's going to go into Spencer and get all the damage. Doesn't even need DHC or extension. And in comes Arthur, not even leveled up.
Nice hit confirmed there by Yoshi.
Into Chris, is it just to get full damage? There it is, level 1. I think he still needs to go into Spencer. No.
Nope.
Okay. And now just
Because he
making-
wasn't on the ground, he got the full value of it, whereas you lose some of the damage if you
You're
get it.
absolutely right. Yep. And same thing we saw last time. X Factor. I don't think that was a
Disrespect.
teabag. I think, yeah, let's say that was a teabag, I guess.
It was intentional.
Okay. All right, so
You
that's
don't
gonna be-
you don't press down
to get
because you're
flamethrower.
screwing up your back heavy.
All All right, so that's 3-1. GC Yoshi moving on. He will face Flux now.
Yep.
Good fourth place finish for SacTap. Coming all the way from California. I'm sure he would have loved to be in the final two. A great showing, got to expose some of his tech with some unused characters. I'm sure he has people saying that everywhere he goes, but he happened here too.
I mean, he played a wide variety of characters with, you know, I wouldn't say a mastery. Like, I wouldn't say, like, oh, he's a master at those 7 characters he played. But they all put in work.
Yes.
Every character he brought to the table put in work. And most people looking at any of the characters he played be like, why is that on your team? Why do you play that character? Play somebody better.
He plays so many different characters, but I'll say this, and it's probably one of the nicest things to say. He plays so many characters, but he doesn't play any assists. Like, you got some guys who put Jam Session on their team, or Missiles on their team.
Or Log Drop.
Or Log... Hey, Rocket Raccoon is a great character.
No, he's not.
He's terrible to fight with, but he's a great character.
That doesn't make any sense.
His voice acting is immaculate.
I'll agree with you on that, sure.
But yeah, so no, every character that SacTap picks, as wonky as weird, he plays Iron Fist as well. He plays a little bit of a Shenko actually even, but he knows how to function with all of them. And that's such a good showing for him here. But now for third place and to get into the grand finals, Flux versus GC Yoshi. Oh. Yeah, actually, when we had the fire alarm pulled earlier today, they did do their Melty Blood grand finals on the laptop outside of the parking lot.
Yeah, I have the picture right here. Pull it up real fast. In case you guys haven't seen it already.
So just to show how
Yeah, there it is.
there it is. Look at that. That is dedication. Either that or they were assured that the place was on fire and burning down and wanted to make sure the grand finals was at least finished up before it burned.
Well, I mean, you saw what happened with Marvel when the fire alarm went off.
We just kept playing.
It was Flux and JDM, and they wanted to finish their game 5, and I'm like, no, you got to shut that down. It's a fire alarm.
I'm not going to say that we're a fire alarm away from Leon Ultimate being in top 8 instead of JDM, but... Okay, so here we go. Yoshi again with the Chris versus Zero. Now this is probably how we should have seen the matchup happening if you guys are watching pools.
Right.
But now Flux got him in the corner. Chris is definitely going to take some damage, if not finish. As long as Flux
is dead. Unless he drops him. I haven't seen Flux drop a loose yet. Not to say he can't, not to say I won't compensate him, but he's been hitting.
All right, incoming on Spencer. Oh, that, just a standing button. A lot of visual cues, but all the mix-up was just a standing heavy.
Well, when you take certain players, like the example I can think of is like Neokart. All Neokart does is get right under you and do grapple. And sometimes it's left and sometimes it's right. But if you can't guess it, it's a mix-up.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
So
the smartest thing in the world or the simplest, it all works. And now Sentinel coming in, doesn't hard drive. I think that's what he was expecting. That's why he probably conserved Zero on the ground, because if he did hard drive, he could get that full string confirmed with Segendu.
yes.
But ready for that adjustment, goes up, picks up Sentinel, level 3's him. Very convincing first match for Flux.
Absolutely.
And we've seen Yoshi play very solid in this top 8, but that looked like an entire one-player game. All right, laying down some grenades, at least giving himself some space, giving him the advantage at least in the aspect of the game that he can control, which is the ground. More Magnum, more flames. Now here comes the Bowie knife.
Yeah, I managed to contest him early in the air, and this is one of the nice things about Chris, is that you know in this case, if once you get that touch, Zero's dead.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, if you're going to play an unused character, please make sure you can do damage. Do not get stuck in some of our situations. Oh, but gets caught by the flame carpet, but does not confirm because it ended just a little bit too soon before Chris hit the ground.
Either way, he's going to get another chance. He's not going to burn us back there.
No, but I don't think he's going to need to. I expect to see a reset here somewhere in the middle. Oh, wow. Good extension with the round trip. Choose it one more time. Okay, now it's that character. I did not expect him to build that second bar. But that was a great combo. Optimized to the M3.
Oh, but he did the wrong super.
Oh, wow. Okay, so unfortunate whenever you see the Virgil mess that up, you kind of just see them, the stunned look on their face. And Drones gets the hit, that super jump, immediately after calling your assist. Makes it a cross-up. Level 3.
He's not messing around. He wants Virgil gone.
It's just letting it rock. All right, so here we go. Dante, X Factor, 1 meter versus a full team, but just a hint of a Chris.
We've seen Flux make comebacks with Dante before, so it's not unheard of, but this is definitely in Yoshi's favor.
There's Drones. Oh, misses the second pickup. He would have bounced into Drones if he would have gotten it right. Into Flames, going up, and this is going to be a dead Dante. Keeps it very simple. Frozen, shot him, electric, more fire, and now a knife. What?
Even Flux is laughing.
1-1 now. So definitely just as convincing as the first match was for Flux. I mean, once that drop on Chris where it didn't kill when he had sword loops on him. And it was just all Yoshi from that point on. But we saw him win the point war that game, and that might be the big difference.
And Zero is bleeding.
Yeah, actually.
And lost his Sugendo.
Yeah, shoots him out of the Sugendo startup. But it doesn't matter because he's going to go in hard anyways and get the hit.
Sometimes you just need a Raikosen in a dream.
All right, so 1 loop. Should just need the 1 bar. Doesn't have to waste a second Sugendo. And down goes Chris. All right, basic 50-50 setup. Oh, that could have been a very scary situation.
Here comes the Bionic Arm.
Just chips them out with the drones. I like it. Oh, just meaties Virgil on incoming. Just need him right, but doesn't continue the combo.
He's going to regret that.
I agree very wholeheartedly. All right, but not much done with swords on.
Nice tech.
But does not get anything off his back grab. Kind of the least scary option that Flux
I
could have
believe
seen.
Spencer actually can get something off of that because it's in the corner, but it's tight. Either way.
But just throwing the round chip out, catches him in the middle of a grapple. Virgil will X Factor because Sentinel shouldn't be too much of an issue. That being said, definitely has tools. If he can get the hit, he will do damage, and he has X Factor.
Well, not only that, but in that situation, when you've got double trigger, a bar, and half your X Factor, you're gonna do that almost any time. But
that being
let's
said,
not count out the robot yet.
Oh, the GC
Oh!
Yoshi. The GC Yoshi.
KPs and the rest of the audience is getting hype.
That is now 2-1, or is 2-1, yes. Wow, and I think when Flux was coming to the Midwest, he was kind of prepared for some of the people he expected. Yoshi coming from the West Coast probably didn't feel like this is going to be an issue.
Well, I mean, and you know, I think if you watched the matches against Yoshi, but he is not afraid to use that normal. He is not afraid to launch with Sentinel.
No, yeah. In his pools, he literally did it 4 or 5 times in a row. All right, but again, Chris goes down. So let's see. Spencer getting picked up again immediately on incoming. And I think just the fear that we've seen that pickup, that full screen confirm from Flux, takes away one of Sentinel's best options with hard drive on incoming. So I'm very curious to see if he's just going to try and block, or if he's going to force Flux to make that hard confirm.
Look at how good those lightning loops were. That he only needed 1 bar for that.
Yeah.
Those are amazing.
There you go. Just trying it again. There it is.
Oh!
Catches him perfectly, but now he's got to land 2 more hits to win. Oh, oh. I think he did it as a visual. Oh, okay, he's going to send him to hell. No problem with that one.
Clearly he's playing for the long game. He's trying to get in his head for game 5.
He was, I think he was hoping for it to recover so he can catch him with a crouching medium. Because I think that would have been the perfect way to set that something up with Sentinel on his own. All right, but now 2-2. Good bounce, misses the second Magnum on 0. Oh, good cross up in the air to air for Chris.
He even got him with the shot. That's a low. It's a mid-screen low. He's putting in a lot of damage. For 0, it only takes 1 hit. Nice evasion there. Oh, and an amazing hit.
Oh, he misses. Oh, but there it is. Okay. Here comes Virgil in now. No setup here for Chris. There's the grenade. Oh, but he jumps back in. I think he was expecting the jump as well.
Oh, he did not want that throw. He needed a forward throw, but he got his hit.
I love that one of Chris's best moves is just a super jump. Like it seems to give him so many options, and he has one great assist behind him as he does that. And there goes the drones again. Oh, good grab by Flux, though. Again.
Whoa!
All right, so he's going to force Flux to make a decision. Wait a minute.
Oh,
This is a full health Spencer. Oh, but he drops it. There's some people in the FGC that would simply say that his Dante
and he
is
gets his
not
overhead,
the best.
and then his cross up. Wow! I have no idea what's going to happen for this match.
This is purely scrambled, something we haven't really seen in this top 8 a lot at all.
This is a slugfest.
Yes.
And the crowd is loving it.
2-2. Neither player wants to go home one match away from grand finals.
THC? Yep.
Got a button. He caught a button.
And he got both.
He caught both.
Dante's dead, but we still have the demon.
Oh,
Another overhead.
Armor piercer for the set. Grand finals. GC Yoshi.
How could he lose? He's got a bionic arm.
Zach Tap doing the S. Zach Compound X back here doing the overhead. Wow. I don't think anybody
that was crazy.
This has been a very back and forth, clean for the most part, top 8. But that match was nutty. It was scrambles upon scrambles. It was buttons.
Well, I mean, like, Yoshi's a little nutty in general. He is. Like, he's having fun with what he's doing. Whether he's doing the tea bags or he's just doing the Ross. Like, it's part of his playstyle. And he finally got it to where Flux played at his level.
Yeah.
And
I think, like you were saying, maybe it was just getting in his head with just those raw S's, those dash backs with Chris when he X Factor and just let the grenade kill him in that second set or that second match.
like, I'm gonna bastardize some Mark Twain, but it's like, never get nutty with a nut. They will bring you down to your level, and they'll win by experience. And that's exactly what happened. They just went crazy, and Yoshi knows crazy better than Flux does.
Yeah, that was, wow, did he play Marvel? Jesus. All right, so here we go. First set of grand finals here now. GC Yoshi staying on now, running the gauntlet. Third match in a row for Yoshi.
Yep.
Versus winners side, dual Kevin, and net battles.
And he came in from losers.
Yoshi?
Yeah, didn't he?
Yes. He's been in
That's
losers.
a really impressive run.
He's taken down Paradigm, was his first victim, and then Sactap,
Yep.
and then Flux. And let's see if he's going to take down the kid. But this is, again, one of those matchups where you just feel like, for not being a top-tier team, the team matchup is in Kev's favor. Or do you disagree?
Well, I'm curious to see how things are going to unfold here. For example, you know, like I said, I think the really interesting tools about both Chris and Deadpool and their space control is their respective grenades. But in this case, Chris's grenade wins.
Yeah.
Because Chris wants his grenade to explode, so he's okay if Deadpool's grenade
Causes it to activate.
Yeah, because then his stays around, whereas Deadpool's is gone.
Yes. Now we saw 2 matches ago.
That said, Deadpool has a clear advantage about being able to snipe Sentinel. That's going to be a big deal.
Also different angles. If they wanted to stay in that super jump height, Deadpool can get to Chris with his guns. And this right there, those horizontal guns can be one of the biggest differences. Wow, gets in the bounce off of the drone.
By Yoshi.
And full confirm into a dead Deadpool. Probably going to need the second meter. I would expect maneuvers straight into a hard tag, back into Chris, or it's going to set up for Dante, I'm assuming. All right, he probably as well was expecting that double jump. Great tech by Kev. This is something that we've seen a lot, and I think Clockwork said it during his sets in Naptown, that whenever you see Kev tech a throw, he's going to go low immediately after it and see if you're ready for it.
And I don't think I've ever seen him lose it. Maybe have the block, but I don't think I've ever seen him lose a throw situation.
I mean, yeah, it might be possible playing against Double A so often. He knows he's never going to win those like tech grab battles.
Yep.
So he's going to beat him to the punch and catch him low while they're probably still trying to grab again. All right, defensive X Factor here for Yoshi. Sentinel glowing red. Tries another overhead. All right, oh, hard confirm for Kev.
Raw crystal.
Yeah.
Nice throw out of the overhead. But
But
Yoshi just wakes up with armor piercer, and that's a dead Dante.
now we're down to Hawkeye.
Another overhead from Yoshi.
Wow. Is he going to win this entire tournament with 2 buttons? The overhead for Spencer, the S for Sentinel,
And a bionic arm.
hey, of course.
You can't win a tournament with Spencer without some bionic arms.
Ask Frankie G.
Wait a minute, Frankie wins tournaments?
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
All right, here we go again. 1-0 in this first set now. Yoshi trying to bring it back 6 games against Kev. And I'm sure in any grand finals against any player who's made, oh, great spacing on the grenade by Chris. Kev was not ready for it. Kind of went a little bit too flow chart there.
Well, and again, normally his grenade lets him get in like that.
Yeah.
But when it explodes on Chris's grenade, it just gives Chris this free fortress, and he walks right into it.
All right, we should be able to see now here the wall bounce for Sentinel. I'm sorry, for Spencer. Into arm. Hard tag into Chris. All right, let's see what Dante can do this time around. Kind of at least allowed Kev to play. Oh. The light grenade on the floor that time. Just something Kev wasn't expecting. Again, have to go into Spencer. Arms it up this time. Now we're down to Anchor Hawkeye. I can tell you how often or how much I don't like this set for Hawkeye, but Kev's Hawkeye is always going to be a different story, and let's see what happens here. Stuck in the corner. Chris throwing out nades, dashing in, seeing if he can catch a button. All right, here we go. Good confirm off the gimlet.
He's still got a lot of work to do. But that's a great start.
We saw him set it up to make that cross up a couple of sets ago. That was straight in front. And it was just that mind gem there for Hawkeye.
Wow, that was really nice block by
Oh,
Yoshi.
but he got the pick up.
confirmed in a drop.
That is one of the worst things, and why Sentinel should be a great matchup for Hawkeye. But that slide misses for no reason, just the spacing, how his body falls. I think he knew about that low.
Yep.
I think he knew about that low.
That's delayed.
Yeah,
Yep,
he
good tech.
misses, but armor! Crouching medium, the armor! 2-0 GC Yoshi.
Kev has not figured out how to play Chris at all with any character.
Yeah, no, I think that's going to be said about a lot of people that we found out this weekend.
Yes.
We're so used to just being able to fight for neutral and fight, but Chris just adds a whole different aspect to
2-0 Yoshi, right?
Yes. All right, no into super there. Not going to cash out the damage for Deadpool's guns. But now, again, I'll say it every time I watch Kev play. It scares me so much to see him in the corner. And now we see him get out and backing out. And now Chris can play against Deadpool neutral. Guns and more guns. Everyone has them. This match sponsored by the NRA.
I really don't think Kev is used to having such limited options on the ground.
Yeah, it's very rarely he's going to play a team that has as strong a projectile game as he does.
Right.
But he does find a game to pick up on Chris. Good block by Yoshi. That's the second layer of that setup, that instant jump up grab. This is a lot of help for Spencer, though.
It's going to cost a lot of meters with the skill.
Yeah, and now he's just going to have to trust that this team, which is built to fight this type of matchup, can take down Sentinel. GC Yoshi Sentinel, yes, but a Sentinel. So let's see how it works.
Where's the S? Oh, that's going to hurt. But he wasn't able to get the kill.
Dante very easily almost eliminated.
2,
Good tech.
3, 4,
I like
5,
that delayed push block.
6,
There it is
7,
again. There it is. Look, oh,
And
but
then
he
the
finally
throw.
got it. This is a level of match that we haven't seen. Oh,
Nine!
my goodness.
Oh my goodness! GC Yoshi has no fear.
But you
That's
know
what
what?
Kevin says, I can come down with buttons
Of
too.
all the times to do it, he didn't do it that time, and now Hawkeye's going to take it. 2-1 in the first set here now. Wow. Wow. I mean, I want to give you more words, but sometimes it's the simple ones that count. Yoshi has fun with this game. You said it best when you were describing it earlier, and it shows there, and this is why he's going to do this well with a team like this, because he's enjoying every second of it. But now has to start this whole neutral battle all over again with Deadpool and his 2 assists versus Chris with his drones.
I mean, you can get a sense of how Yoshi treats and views his game. Did you ever see the tweets he did where he made satirical analysis of every single character?
No, I
He did
missed
50
that.
tweets in a row, but it must have taken him like hours. Like one of them, for example, was he's like, Frank West is for players who want to win more when they're winning. You know,
Okay.
like you'll have to look them up. They're hilarious. And
Okay.
they one for every single character. Like, it's just how he views the game.
It was actually very interesting to see a second ago. We saw Deadpool do a Ninja Gift grenade
Oh.
and actually
I
took
would,
care of
but, like,
2 drones.
Yeah, I was at the end.
So just that amazing durability, like you were saying, and he gets the hit, but oh, the flame grenade on the ground messes up the DHC, but he picks him up anyway with Dante. And down goes Chris. All right, just keep it very simple, very basic, seeing if he could just catch Spencer, expecting something more and flinching. And Dante just should be able to build him a 3rd bar. He's very good at optimizing these combos. That resets the ground bounce. That's what the Katana Rama will do.
Right.
And now he's going to give him some purple stuff. Is this going to kill, though, or is he going to have to do more?
Yep.
All right.
And that's a fair trade-off. He's trading the X Factor to have the additional meter.
Oh, just checks him with the standing light.
That'll get under.
Oh,
Yep.
so smart. That is the 2nd time this top 8 that we've seen just those super Gs purely from mobility. And that's just another way to look at your team, look at your options. But there comes the X Factor, and here comes the strong buttons. There's the S, another one more.
2.
All right, Rocket Punch misses, go for the grab, and goes low again. This should be a dead Sentinel if he can finish. Okay, keep it very simple. Cutting time into $1 million.
Yeah, that'll do it.
2-2 now for Kev against GC Yoshi, Grand Finals.
Tournament point.
Dear Lord. Okay. All right, Yoshi taking a quick second, but now right back into it. Good placement on the grenade to catch the punish on the falling Chris. Ooh, good catch on the Magnum. And he just jumps over Deadpool's grenade. And Kev's very good at actually confirming full combos off of just that small bounce that the grenade gives you. But this neutral, these assists, just make that nearly impossible for him to be in that proper space that he wants to be in.
Oh!
It only picks up 1, though.
Hawkeye is bleeding, though.
It is.
And not only that, but, you know, Dual Kevin, first of all, he's got to get through more health, and he's losing.
Now, I would say Kevin is someone who lets his point character play. He's very infrequently going to find a way to get Deadpool out, even if it seems like the right thing to do. He trusts his team dynamic and make up so much.
Yoshi definitely has enough meter for this to kill, especially with how hard Chris hits, even at minimum scaling. Optimized combo.
And he's still got essentially 2 supers for Spencer because of the pickup after maneuvers.
Yep.
So unless he drops the extension from one to the other, this is going to be a dead Dante.
Doesn't even need it.
And if it's going to end here, it's going to be
It's
with
up to
Hawkeye. Oh, comes in with light, gets picked up immediately by drones.
Nice and simple, and we are reset.
Wow, so back to 0-0. GC Yoshi with his Chris, Spencer Sentinel, and Dual Kevin, Deadpool, Dante, Hawkeye. No Virgils, no Zeros, no Dooms. This is a different Marvel. And it still looks like a very good Marvel.
We got some Dante, though.
I like Dante. Dante's
Hey,
good.
I'm saying Dante's probably the best character on these, other than these teams. Oh, the overhead. He has waited all tournament to do that.
He very rarely uses it, and that's why it works every time he does. There are some Deadpools I've seen that abuse that move, and it's just so punishable, it's not even that safe.
It's +2.
And activation-wise.
Oh, yeah, it's super slow, but it's +2.
Oh, great confirm from the quick time into jam session, full conversion, and he's going to do this to give him the max amount of time to set up his incoming. Oh, but he doesn't die. And Chris, wow, okay.
And he misses, he teched out.
Okay, but he had to waste 3 bars. That, even though he gets the kill, it's still an expensive kill, and let's see how he can do this.
And he's not in the right position for a TC infinite either.
Here, oh, he almost was. Press the button. Oh, gets clipped by the last set of drones. I don't know if he was trying to push block them or something.
I wonder if it crossed him up.
Maybe. That might be because it's not a full block string.
Yep.
Down goes Deadpool just off of that one just overlooked issue of the 3rd set of drones. Was that just a cross-up standing jab?
Yep.
That was across the standard jab, ladies and gentlemen. Spencer doing some work. Down goes Dead or Hawkeye. In this reset bracket, it's going to be Dante. It's going to have to do it. He's going to take. Oh, there's the overhead. And I don't know if GC Yoshi is playing him more so, and that's why it's showing. Spencer's a very disrespectful character. And, I mean, the moves he does and then once he has to use to open people up just make you just so mad when you get hit by them.
That overhead is 23 frames, I think. It's a third. It's over a third of a second.
It looked unblockable to me.
Like, it's the only one that I know of that's slower is Nova's. Yeah, by 1 frame. They're almost the same.
And this is such an interesting match to me because we really see there's 2 whole different teams for GC Yoshi. There's when Chris is alive, and it's this zoning, this counter calling of assists, just playing with his guns and his grenades. And then there's a team when Chris dies, and it's Spencer rushing you down, testing your buttons and reactions.
Well, the thing is that Yoshi wants to fish with Spencer. He wants a THC. And because Chris hits so hard, and because he's getting so much damage in the neutral, he's getting 3 or 4 bars for Spencer to just play with.
I like the adjustment there by Dual Cat. Oh, but good shot by Magnum. He actually met up for the bolo off of Jam Session, but when Jam Session didn't allow for the full pickup, he canceled it into Ninja Gift Light, which is safe after you toss it out. So give him a chance to play. Deadpool is still alive. Dante is in. Devil Trigger. And Yoshi is in the corner. Went up to meet him air to air. And one stream is all it takes.
Finally spent the beater to get out Deadpool, and it got him Chris. Because even if he's willing to let Deadpool die, that means GC Yoshi gets a free incoming mix-up, he gets the free pressure, and he gets all this time to set up. It's not just about the character, it's the momentum you get that you lose when your character's dead.
A couple of spare hits there for Dante, but no confirm. Hawkeye is going to die. That was heavy, heavy damage to that team super. Devil triggers again. Sentinel or Spencer trying to test his buttons.
He's looking for another THC. He's just waiting.
Do you think he wants Deadpool back on? Or
No,
he
I'm
wants
saying
Team Super?
you out.
Oh, okay. Oh, but just catches him with the anti-air light. This could be 2-0 Yoshi if he finishes this, because I know Kev is very uncomfortable with Anchor Deadpool. He knows the character very well, so it can function. But this is the last character he wants out of the 3 as his anchor. I know, which is weird, because I know a lot of teams that we've seen, the point character is always the strongest. And his Deadpool is amazing, but let's see how well he can do this. And only 2 characters to deal with. This is an infinite loop. All right, down goes Spencer, and here comes Sentinel. Wow! That, and this is an infinite as well. I expect him to cut it short into guns. There they are. Wow. 1-1 now, 1-1, reset grand finals.
I don't know if you're giving his anchor enough credit.
Huh?
I don't know if you're giving his anchor. It went straight to work.
He may not be comfortable with it, but he knows what to do with it.
Well, this is grand finals.
Yeah.
You have to get outside your comfort zone. He needs to win.
That was that grab on Sentinel. There's so many options Sentinel has in the air. The risk that he took, the read he made, that's why he's here. But here we go. All of these endings, these close matches, these just nail-biting sets, and then you get right back to this neutral of just zoning versus zoning. Starts all over again. So exhausting this has to be for these 6-game sets.
I think Kevin's really struggling to know when is his turn to act. I think he almost always knows that in most of the matchups he's familiar with, but I think most of the time it's Chris's turn to act, and he's not figuring out where the holes are.
Yeah, I think that's a very good assessment there. But we're seeing now him being a little more. He's not playing the same game that we've seen him play a lot.
Reacting.
Yes.
He's playing a reactionary game, and that's great.
I mean, Deadpool has the tools to react with the assist behind him. That's a great adjustment he's made.
Well, at the end of the day, everybody's got an airflow.
Yeah. All right, good block on the cross up. No conversion. Whiffs the light, though. Or I'm sorry, the heavy.
The joys of being a Marvel character with weird normals. We can't all just have swords who don't care where you are.
Right, yeah, no, just the spacing of Deadpool. He comes airborne. ducking Spencer just goes right underneath it. Good confirm off of the last drone for Yoshi. Wow. I said I wouldn't think it'd be out of realm for him to just start doing the Spencer Infinite just because he can, I'm sure. But okay, now Hawkeye again coming in. No buttons this time. Saw a little more patience, a little more respect here. Oh, okay. I think he definitely was expecting the arm or the team super, but because he had just called drones, he didn't get it. That might have been the best case scenario for Yoshi.
Yeah, but I would have liked to have seen him do X Factor as a reaction rather than as a proactive.
Yes.
Because now Yoshi got to waste the X Factor for free. He's okay with that.
Yeah, and Hawkeye is someone who, I mean, on his own, obviously he's not the biggest damaging character, but when it's that type of X Factor, all you're really going to be able to do is chip. Right? And now it is 2-1 GC Yoshi, and I think that is exactly why that early X Factor for something Yoshi wasn't in a pressure situation anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Yoshi was clearly still at advantage in that matchup, but X Factor was enough to give Kevin a chance to get back, and once he burned it like that, his chances of success tanked.
Yes. All right, now we see Kev sitting here, getting some words of advice from his teammate and Eli the Curry.
That was a nice duck on the Magnum to get a punish.
Yeah, and you know, he's just gonna take the damage he gets. I'm curious to see, like, at what point if Kev decides that Chris is, like you were saying, also the momentum, but is worth X Factoring. Like when on some of those gun hits, do you just go for it and go all in? He hasn't yet, and he's probably gonna lose Deadpool because he hasn't taken that risk yet. And if he loses Deadpool, there's a lot bigger chance that he's going to lose Grand Finals because, again, he didn't take that risk. All right, now incoming on Dante. Again, just like he's been doing a lot, I expect Chris to just come right back in and throw down some grenades.
And he's got plenty of meter. He's got all of his characters. Yoshi's in a great spot. But this is a start. He can definitely kill with a level 3.
Or maybe just even a level 1.
I think he's going to build to 5 and then do it. Oh, he's snapping.
One Sentinel. Oh, but I can't get confirmed off the dash heavy.
So what, he wants the S? Because there it is.
All right, just hard tags right back into Chris. He likes the team concept. He likes that plan B that is Spencer and Sentinel. And Kevin hates when you hard tag, but he wasn't in the proper position to punish.
I really think killing Chris was the better decision here.
I agree. I definitely do.
And not just because he's losing, just because Chris has clearly been a problem this entire time, and he would still get another mix-up anyways.
Yeah, he changes how Kev has to play. Like, neutral with drones is good for Spencer, yeah. But these grenades, the spacing that he's taking away from him. Oh, wow. Scatter shot will punish Sentinel. Now we're down to Spencer with X Factor.
What a quick turnaround and a great M.
Okay, here we go. Overhead attempt.
And he can't fire on a Garm because level 3 punishes. Or no, actually, they go for each other.
Yeah.
You're right. But either way, he has a defensive option if he needs it.
If he does, though. Oh!
Nice cross up there by Kevin.
Wow. And we see a lot of Hawkeyes do that, but again, it's not what you do, it's when you do it.
And it's the right move, but we're going to the final game. Get hyped! Frosty Faustings Grand Finals duel Kevin versus GC Yoshi.
This crowd is so ready to explode, like they just did for that cross up by Hawkeye. Can you imagine if he does this one more time and takes this set?
I'm worried because, you know, since I'm staff for this, if Duel Kevin wins, I'm going to have to start yelling at people because they're going to rush the stage, and you can't rush the stage. Sorry to be the anti-fun police, but...
Well, that's exactly what you're doing right now.
Well, we don't want to break stuff. If we don't break stuff, there's not going to be a Frosty Faustings 9.
They're breaking our hearts, though. All right, so here we go. Again, just the excitement that ended that last match, and then now it starts all over again with this neutral. This is such a fun match to watch, and I can't stress that enough for my
team. They're
seating.
both playing well. Like, nobody's got an advantage yet.
And we just see that dance where they're just trading positions on the screen. One's in the corner, one's floating out. Yoshi now just pacing himself. Deadpool dropping grenades. Good call of jam session. Now here comes, I say kill. I don't, Sentinel is bleeding a lot, yes. But I would not.
He's not going to have enough?
Oh.
He didn't have enough. I'm okay with that.
Oh! Wow, that I think was a missed input.
Oh, that's a hit.
He's going to let it rock. No X Factor to save Deadpool.
He's got to hit confirm.
That might have been a mistake.
going to kill.
Oh, good extension. Not
Oh,
dead
wow,
though,
no,
not
he's still on
dead.
pixels.
Guns immediately. Okay, double trigger now since didn't hit. Okay, so that scary moment there.
Raw tag by Yoshi.
Okay, now all that just happened. Neither player lost anybody, but
they're all
Sentinel
on-
did
they're both on
lose.
fumes.
Exactly, yes. So I guess in the big picture, that was a great trade for Kev, because now Yoshi's anchor is at about 30% health. No grenade. You want the light. You went for the light.
Yep. And Yoshi knew.
Yes.
He'd seen it before. They need another bar. But it's worth
Maneuver.
it.
Oh, just gonna arm. So I'm thinking we're gonna keep Spencer in now. Keep Spencer in. Good grab. Oh, but Drones messes up to confirm. Gonna punish Hawkeye as best he can. Down to about 50%, but that will come back. Oh, Drones again. That would have been a great air confirm for Deadpool, but it. Yo! Oh, careful. Drones are still out. I think somewhere in there,
Punish.
Hawkeye
Oh,
cross.
nice X Factor by Yoshi. Still
Oh,
in the
got
game.
him, got him. Here we go, Chris. What's the incoming?
Nice.
I taught him that. I hate to sound like Joey D, but I did.
We still got one character left.
But the chip is an issue. No bar, that's it. This is over. Kevin
And
has
dual
won.
Kevin has won Frosty Faustings 8.
Hey, only Joey did, of course.
All right, it's fine.
Midwest has won UMVC3, taking down Flux, taking down GC Yoshi. Stack Tap did a great effort in 4th place. Gimmicks tied for 5th place. Who else do we have in top 8?
We've got Flux, who took 3rd.
Flux took 3rd. Wow, that was an amazing set, guys. And I think 2 great Marvel tournaments in a row, back to back. KIT last week, Frosty Faustings this week. There was one factor in both. Kevin Grand Finals. And it looked a lot different than last week.
And you know that took a lot of work on Kevin's part. He had to learn a matchup that he probably has pretty much no experience with.
Yeah. No, coming in winners is what allowed that to happen. If that was just a 3 to 5 or first,
Yeah, he would have gotten rocked.
yes.
It's one of those things where you really start to get a better sense of how a quality player is when you see what they do when their plan doesn't work.
Yeah.
And Deadpool grenades and runaway and Hawkeye assist, like he was getting some work on it, but for the most part, it wasn't working, especially in that first set.
Yeah.
Yoshi was dominating that point battle and was just hitting him with Magnum after Magnum and Sentinel drones, and Kevin had to do something. If he had kept trying to keep doing the plan the way he was doing it, you know, he did some subtle adjustments like with trying to snipe Sentinel with low guns.
Yeah.
Or trying to, you know, place his grenades a little bit more strategically. And that's what made the difference. Other players would not have adapted in time. 6 games, 6 games is a lot, but for some players, 6 games is not enough.
Right.
And Kevin, don't get me wrong, that was still super close.
Yeah, no.
Very easy for Yoshi to still won that.
For the most part, I would say this, that Yoshi, I think, had a better grasp on the match and the situation. And in some